Machine Gun, hello. How are we today? Any chance I could persuade you in letting me know what you think of the audio levels?
It is time.
Do I sound alright? Do I sound too loud, too soft compared to the game? So on and so forth. Hello, Axel. You guys are the first ones here. This is just casuals. This is just... I think this is... if I had to guess, it's legit versus Ron.
Step. Battle 1. Fight. Eat this.
It's like, I like that the first way that I read Machine Gun's first post is like, yeah, the audio sounds good, I sound just fine, and I just imagine Machine Gun's just sitting in his computer like, talking out loud. He's like, yeah, I sound totally fine, I don't know what he's talking about. But alright, so everything sounds okay. Sing us a song? What song? I feel like the song would be weird if you're just listening to the game sound. Plus, I think you're just doing this to make me feel self-conscious, so I'm not gonna do it. I've known you for too long, Joker, and you don't want me singing songs because you enjoy my singing. You just want me to sing a song so I'm embarrassed. I know your ways. Don't even pretend. Don't even pretend like you're some sort of a person who's offended by this. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you're about. Everybody knows.
Know the power of the abyss. No. Over here.
Aha! See? You admit it. It's not like you don't sing on stream often. There are too many negatives in that sentence for me to understand as we read. Hello, Kwong. Kwong, I know this is obviously super last minute and everything. There is a chance, so... I have Linkors up for commentating the set that's going to happen in like 20 minutes or so. If he mentioned in the chat that like he's not sure if he'll be able to make it in time and everything. If he ends up not being on time, would you be available either to cover for him for part of it or for all of it?
Let's do this.
If the answer's no, I totally understand. Sure, I appreciate it. Hopefully that won't need to come to pass. I like to give my commentators significantly more of a heads up than 20 minutes. But, you know, hey.
Battle 1. Fight.
I'm not telling you can never stop someone from singing. It's basically enjoyment and discouraging someone is wrong. Well... I can sort of agree to that. But, like, people who are bad at singing, is it considered discouragement if, like, you're telling them not to sing in front of an audience? Like, if you don't like somebody singing, I think it's totally fine to be like, hey, don't do that. Or if, like, the situation's inappropriate. You know, we're doing this on the Iowa server today, because Florida Man's team is overwhelmingly West Coast, so that's the closest one that we have there. And they typically have even with that, they have a bit of a slight disadvantage because their connection to the server isn't normally as good as the East Coast, because internet on the West Coast just isn't as good. But on top of it, legit is from Florida, so Florida to Iowa must be kind of a ways away on top of that. So. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, but your path ends here. What's this? Sorry, but your path ends here. How's this? Victory will be mine. Ready? How's this? I cannot die without fulfilling my duty.
Can everybody who is here hear me? I think we already, Machine Gun and Axel were able to confirm that I sound okay with regards to the game, but we also have another person in here. His name is Linkors.
Yep, that's my real name.
Linkors, what's your last name?
Linkors.
What's your first name?
Linkors. It's not,
What's your middle
and it's
name?
not like one of those things where, oh well, Linkors, but it's not one of those things where it's like my name is just Linkors. No, my name is Linkors.
Boy, say that 3 times fast.
No.
Okay. Can people confirm that Linkors sounds okay with regards to the game and such? Hello, Graffiti Souls. Hello, Striker. Does the audio sound okay? Does he sound louder than me, or vice versa? Stuff like that.
Yada yada yada. Talking.
Yeah, we're just talking right now.
It's true.
Boom League match will be starting in about 15 minutes, presumably.
That is Monochromosomes versus Fiends, right? Or Jesse and the Fiends.
That's correct. I put in MC and Fiends. I hope that's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Ooh, DJ Bustinut is here. A rare find. Everything sounds fine? Cool beans. I'll obviously be able to progressively change the audio as time goes on as well, while the match is going on. So, just to make sure we're not like, somebody's outrageously low or you can't hear them at all, anything like that.
I'm just going to eat, so I will be...
Of course, is going to eat food.
Myself.
So I've effectively muted Linkors, so now he can say whatever he wants to me, but you guys will not be able to hear him. Hey, DJ Bustinut, thanks very much for the sub. Just so you guys know, for every sub that I get during these Parsec streams, I will also donate an additional $1 to the Matcherino once the Boom League is fully finished. Well, right before it's fully finished. It would be kind of weird. It would be kind of weird if I did it otherwise. In case you guys want to donate directly to the Matcherino, boom. You'll also see that I have a donation goal at the bottom left, so thanks very much to, hey, Joker with gifted sub as well. So, okay, that's 4, I believe. I think I've gotten 4 subs during these. I hope I'm keeping track. I should be keeping track appropriately. But yeah, thanks very much to all the people who donated, especially Anonymous and Carl, last time round, for Parsec costs. Again, the donation goal at the bottom is just to cover Parsec costs, and then once all that is taken care of, then the rest of it will go over towards the Matcherino. Matcherino is already over $2,000, right? It's like some insane number already. Oh boy, I might be overmaxing my computer trying to go into this link. Okay, I'm not going to go into that link because clearly my game is like, no. Or like my computer. I assume. Yeah, isn't it interesting how, like, there are these handful of people, you included, that are, like, these massive benefactors to the Caliber community, and it's like, who knows what they do? The only person who's, like, a major benefactor that I know what they do is Beardly here. There was that one time, there was Summer Jam, like, when the game was still relatively new. And every game had a donation goal for, like, Big E put up a donation goal for them, and Soul Calibur met theirs like before the tournament even started, and that was all because of Beardly here. And then I remember, I think I got like 5th or 4th at that tournament, and so they had top 8 on the stage, and Big E just goes on the mic, is like, guys, we were able to, Soul Calibur met its donation goal before the tournament even started. Isn't that amazing? So shout outs to all the people who donated and everything. And I just went over to everybody, I was like, yeah, what do you mean a shout out to Beardly here? That's who did it. I know Razztok wanted to give it a try. Some people are kind of like seeing what their fluctuations for their internet connection are at the moment, but probably best for me to take this time to go to the bathroom before the actual match starts. So one of the nice things is that I don't have to necessarily be like on top of things because we have a set amount of people who are going to be in here, so they already have access to the server without my say-so.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Welcome to the stage of history retold. Asteroid.
Damn maggot!
Roll.
Target is mine.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Asteroid.
Damn maggot!
Roll.
Target is mine. Cleaning time! Break apart! Cleaning time! Over here! Over here! I'm gonna snap! Over here! Over here! Over here!
Oh, I'm just doing no microphone until our match is gonna start. Not really much to talk about. People are just going through the old rigmarole to get used to the Parsec server and everything. We've got Monochromosomes versus Jesse and the Fiends today. Incendiate versus Florida Man, so we'll be on the Iowa server. I believe Nox is sitting out for Florida Man's team, and... Oh, I knew this before. Who's sitting out from Incendiate's team? I think... Well, it can't be Ron, because Ron played, so I don't know, maybe it's RuberBeefMan? I'm actually not sure who's sitting out for the other team. No. You don't happen to remember who is sitting out for Incendiate's team today, do you?
No, I have no idea. I do see that. I mean, you got Airworthy, Legit, Jordan, and RuberBeefMan all in that.
Yeah, I think
there.
I was under the impression that it was Ron, but Ron just practiced on here, so I doubt that that's the case.
So it would be between Airworthy, Ron, and RuberBeefMan, right?
Yeah,
Wait, no, Ron, and Legit, but probably not Legit because apparently Legit had some words to say.
Yes. Legit is under the impression that he will go throughout this entire event without losing a single game. We will see if he will hold himself to said bargain.
We will.
Yeah, it's going to be starting up pretty soon.
It's not going to be an easy team to OCV, I think, especially since you have Bluegod there.
Yes.
Granted, he is a Legends of Runeterra player now, but
Retired.
Yeah, but that's like
Blue
the
is
best
one of those
player in the world.
Yeah, Blue is one of those quintessential players who's like, yeah, I think I'm done with this game. I think I'm retired. Oh, there's like a thing to do. I think I'm gonna play this game again. And it's always like, he'll always say something like that so genuinely, as if like everybody's like, oh yeah. Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. He still hasn't, I feel like since COVID, he still hasn't like really fully come back, if that makes sense, like how he was within the first
Yes, I agree.
2 years. So
I mean, honestly, I don't know. There's very few people. We've actually talked about this before. There's very few people who are practicing this game to such a significant degree, similar to before.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just difficult to do. It's difficult to get motivated for that kind of thing. Not because the game is old, because you and I were there for SE5 when it was like dead as dead can be, and we were still practicing. It's just the fact that like everything is online, so it's tough.
Yeah, it's very difficult to feel like you're working towards something, I think. That being said, there are offline tournaments coming up, like Winter Brawl and Texas Showdown, and Combo Breaker, presumably CEO.
Are you going to go to any of those?
I'm thinking of going to CEO. I'll be at Winter Brawl because, I always go to those.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking I'll go to CEO just because it's during the summer break, so much easier for me. I'd like to go to Texas Showdown or Combo Breaker, but we'll see how practical that is.
Yeah, you've got school to worry about too.
Yep.
I haven't heard from Florida Man in quite some time, so I hope everything is okay. But at least in terms of my stuff, I am good to go.
Alright, so we're pretty much just waiting on
all
players,
the players.
Right? Okay, yeah.
The captains. I haven't heard from the captains in a while, but I'll let them know that, so as far as I'm concerned, we can start.
Okay. I assume that they will message you their first picks.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they give me the entire lineup, sometimes they figure it out on the fly. As long as I'm just aware so that I can put it into the overlay, I'm good either way.
Exactly, yeah. see. Who do I think they'll put first? Who's on Florida Man's team again?
Florida Man, you've got, in terms of the people who would be available to start right off the bat, you have AppleBoom, Raz, and Ben.
And who's sitting out from them?
Nox, I believe, is the one who's sitting out.
Okay, AppleBoom, Raz, or Ben. I think. I don't think you could really go too wrong with any of those players in terms of like good first picks.
My guess is AppleBoom.
I could see AppleBoom. I could also see. I think that Ben or Raz would also be good.
I feel like Ben is just gonna. They're gonna wait on Ben. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I have.
I think, yeah. For some reason, I also. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of feel like Ben is the kind of player who will do better when you save him for later. There's something. Yeah. I think there's something in him that's like. He's just that kind of asshole where he wants the enemy team to like think they're winning first or something. Like, you know, he wants them to feel like they're an
adrenaline shot out of something like that. Yeah.
He wants to make sure he's bringing someone down. You know,
Yes.
I think that's just that kind of person in general.
It's significantly less about raising himself up as it is
Bringing others
defeating
down.
someone else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think Ben is a good person to keep for later, but. I guess I would pick Razztok first. I think putting Astaroth player first is almost always a good idea, honestly.
Oh, sure.
Just, you know.
I don't know. Do you feel like
explosive character?
when it comes to, okay, so like you're in a team match like this. You've been a captain in one of these before.
Yeah.
Do you tend to go with a player first? Like you think like, oh, I'm gonna lead with a particular player, or do you lead with a particular character?
I think it really depends on the enemy team.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm trying to think.
Because at least for me, and I think I told you this at NEC, it's very rare for me to be the anchor of a team. Typically, the earlier you put me up, the better I do. And I don't think that necessarily has to do with me, in terms of me being a Mitsu or Amy player. It just has to do with me as a person.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have to... You need some combination of both, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, like... sometimes the character is enough, right? Like, sometimes... Like, let's say you know that... But even then, it's not. It can't be just the character, because it depends on how the player pilots the character.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a whole team that's weak to one character, the guy who's playing that character has to, you know, play it in the way that will abuse that. Or if he does, because if he doesn't, then, you know, it's not even gonna matter. But even then, I do think that, like, especially in North America, a lot of people have a tougher time with Astaroth. He's just, you know, sort of a counterintuitive character to fight.
And he's such a high variance type character.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah. Definitely one of those characters.
Well, no, this is just.
I think this is Ben. Oh no. Okay, no. Well, it is Ben, but he's popping in.
You think so?
Just judging by the color and weapons, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's just the loadout.
Yeah, I don't actually know what his whole shtick is with regards to that sort of thing.
I think he's just testing out the Parsec.
Yeah, he didn't get an opportunity to do so before. Haven't heard from Florida Man yet, which is a little bit concerning. I hope this does actually end up going, because it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now, which means for him it's 12 o'clock, and at least for some members of the Soul Calibur community, you might as well say that like you have to play on the moon, and it's just as reasonable as somebody's up at noon.
Poetic.
Yeah, I'm a poet, and I wasn't even
wasn't
aware that I was going to be a poet. Isn't that crazy?
You're a poet, and you didn't even know it.
Could also technically be Ron again.
I guess it could, but I don't think he uses that color.
Yeah, I don't know colors. I don't see in colors. Maybe.
Ah.
So that's just the way it is.
Very good. Enlightened. Yeah, he posted his, not his. He posted AppleBoom's like parsec at 1:14. So yeah, he was up an hour and a half ago. He's online on Discord.
Yeah. Basically, the only person I've heard from Florida Man's team has been Raz. So I don't know if any of the other ones are alive right now. Pretty much everybody except for Enders are people that I've heard from the other side of things.
Have we given him like a ping?
I, with all due respect, do not consider that to be my responsibility in this situation. I think that Incendiate will take care of that.
Oh, well, I meant Florida Man.
Oh, well, technically I have pinged Florida Man when I was saying that I'm ready to start, but... Yeah, well, I'm using the additional ping to see what is up. If anybody from Florida Man's team can let me know what's going on.
Wish we could see like the team chat so we could know who's actually in there.
Yeah, that's one of the, I guess, frustrating things about, like, my level of access to this Discord. Doesn't even necessarily... It only allows me to see the team names from Season 1 of the Boom League. Yeah, sorry for the late start, guys. We'll get this show on the road as soon as we know that all the players are available. I mean, hell, even if Florida Man isn't technically available... I do think that there's like a contingency plan for this, because I think this sort of happened when Boom was streaming at one time, where it's like, if the players aren't available at a time that everybody agreed upon, then we just go with the team members that we have available, because it is a... Okay, from what I'm getting...
I was gonna say, good news, Ben is now the captain.
Yeah, it seems like, Ben, I wonder if this team is literally just going to be like a 5v2 situation. If this ends up being a thing, I guess I'll give it until... Well, I guess we'll find out the situation, and I will contact Boom, who will hopefully get back to me in terms of what the...
I will be right back. I'm
Sure.
gonna another call in. Never mind. Oh, no. I was going to ask Jordan if he could, like, call Florida Man or something.
Yeah,
I don't know if he
what
has
a
number,
what a
but he's
bait.
no longer.
Yeah, let's give it until... Let's say we'll give it until 3:15. I will also contact Boom to see what the typical plan is when not as many people are around. It seems like the only people who are available on Florida Man's team are Raz and Ben. And that's, I mean, they're both really good players. But that's a lot. That's a lot to handle.
Blue is online. In fact, the team Blue and AppleBoom are both online. Actually, the whole team is online except for Florida Man.
Yeah, I'll give it until 3:15, and then we'll have to come up with some sort of a thing. This has happened before, where I think Bozo wasn't available for his own team match. It didn't end up coming up, but I think what they did is that they just played it in a way where it's like, okay, if you beat the ace, then you won the match.
Yeah.
So if that ends up being the case, it's just the fact that there was only like legitimately like 2 people, and that's a bit much.
Yeah, that's not really.
It's possible. Obviously, we've seen OCVs, but like, we will have done a lot of prep time and everything for potentially 2 games.
The question is less one of possibility and more one of practicality, I think.
Man, you were calling me poetic earlier.
I mean, sure.
I appreciate alliteration.
That's good.
I'm having a bit of an ant problem. What do you do with ants? How do you typically handle them?
For ants, acid.
What if that, like, destroys, like, your own stuff? What's happening is no one there. Florida Man is definitely not there, and so basically the only people we have confirmed ready and available from Florida Man's team is Ben and Razztok. The current plan is I'm probably going to be messaging Boom just to see what the typical plan is in this situation, and if I had to guess, what's going to happen is that we're just going to play, you know, Florida Man being one person down. With these, especially with Parsec, with the fact that we have to pay for the amount of time that we hold up the server and everything, if they agreed on this time, which it seems like they did wholeheartedly, then it's kind of on the other players to not indicate that, or like not be available and not let us know why.
Yeah.
Plus, this isn't like part of like the playoffs. This isn't part of the bracket, so we don't have to. Them being at a staunch disadvantage in something like this isn't like the biggest deal in the world. Probably best to talk to Boom about this. I will be right back.
Good luck. Oh no. It's very scary. No, it's fine. I'm not schizophrenic. Jay just muted himself, but not me. Tell a joke? I'm not funny. Oh, Florida Man is here. Well, at least he's posting.
Oh, is he now?
Yep.
Okay. And you said that at the very least it looked like AppleBoom.
AppleBoom is also here.
Okay, so you know
She's posting at least.
we have enough people to where we could get this started because the only person we haven't heard from is Blue, who is the ace in the first place.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be able to go. So if people are around, then if you guys are listening to the stream, you guys are good to go. I will set up. I will mention this in the stream or in the Discord as well.
Did you unmute yourself, by the way?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I typically don't want them hearing me type, but
Sure. Yeah.
desperate times and all that.
I understand.
Is keyboard ASMR like a thing? Do you guys actually get... What about you, Nathan? Do you actually feel those kinds of sensations they talk about?
I enjoy a very clickety-clackety keyboard, for one. So.
Like, the whole concept of the ASMR thing, from what I understand, is that like you get tingles in like the back of your head, and it feels like a relaxing kind of massage type thing. I will be honest, I will listen to ASMR stuff to like effectively just to get sleepier and to help me sleep and stuff, but I don't actually get those kinds of sensations in the back of my head. That's not like
yeah. I don't think that's I think that ASMR is a sort of meme term. Doesn't quite carry that connotation.
Okay. What does it stand for again?
Well, if I know.
I believe it's like meridian response, but I don't know what the first two ones.
Somatic.
Oh, I actually think it might be somatic.
Ray.
Autosomal, maybe?
Ugh.
Alright, just to confirm, it looks like if Blue doesn't end up showing up and we do get to that time, then Blue, the team will just go on without him. Now I'm hearing that Omega Xian is confirming that we're alive, but the fact of the matter is, we could start this, whether or not Blue... So
I don't see why we haven't.
So again, guys, I mean, I'll type it out to them again, but you guys are good to go. Man, it's gonna be... You remember that time that I had you on for commentary for A War of the Roses, and we were expecting it to take, like, an hour and a half, when in reality we just kind of waited around for an hour and a half, and then the players ended up showing up? Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, I guess this isn't as bad as that.
No. But boy, oh boy. Yeah, everybody's saying that we're ready to start, but
no one's starting.
Nobody's getting into the server. Yeah, again, they all have access to have the ability, and then we'll get the show on the road as soon as we can, everybody. Thank you all for your patience. It's not like we're starting that late. We are starting kind of late. I was like, yeah, we're not starting that, then I looked at the time. But hopefully we should still be able to we'll be good to go. Hello, Vesper. Hello, Ichigo.
Says AppleBoom gonna warm up real quick. I really hope he doesn't mean that she's gonna get in there and test out the Parsec server, because there was plenty of time before that.
Yeah, it would have been. This is one of those times where I also like
20 minutes late.
I scroll up and I'm like, did I actually mention to both teams that this was available? I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah,
would you guys be interested
they were
in having
both
the
pinged.
server? Yes, yeah, everybody was pinged multiple
I really
times,
feel like the
so,
time to warm up is is gone.
A button
and
check,
we are
sure.
20 minutes
I think
late.
Razztok is indicating a button check, and that for sure is totally fine.
Sure.
But hey. Oh, Florida Man's team was told 4 o'clock. I see. Many logistics involved in getting multiple Soul Calibur players from multiple regions within the country all together in one place at one time. It's difficult logistically, so big ups to Boom for setting this up and taking on this enormous task. We all very much appreciate the sheer level of ambition involved.
Yeah. Does Florida Man need to message you his team order? Because they can just have whoever they want go in, right? Well, I guess it's so you can switch the names.
Truth be told, I don't technically know what Boom's rules are with regards to if a team order needs to be figured out beforehand.
No, there's
or not.
You don't need to have a team order figured out beforehand.
Okay, if that's the case, yeah, that is true. That won't be necessary. I definitely appreciate it. I just need to know before the person goes in who it is, and I want to ensure that. Whoop! My computer went all black on me for a second. Can everybody still hear me? Am I gone?
I can hear you.
Okay, if you can hear me, then... Okay, everything's fine. My computer went black on me for a second, and it really freaked me out. Okay, so I do know who is going to be first. I won't type it in just yet, and you try to guess who is going to be first on Incendiate's team.
Legit.
It will not be legit.
Oh my god, it's RonTheTryhard.
Maybe I can just go with Ron.
Yeah.
Is Ron on a team? Ron's on a team, isn't he? Or is he not?
I don't think he's on Luminary anymore.
No? Okay.
RTH. It's like RTD.
Oh, yeah. We'll do RTH. That'll be fun. So who do you think it's going to be for Fiends?
It's AppleBoom. They were saying it was AppleBoom. Because
you know what?
Right?
You're right.
Yeah. We got RonTheTryhard versus AppleBoom. I wonder, seeing RTH really just makes you think of RTD, and I feel like not enough people who are watching this know who RTD is, and that, on some level,
well,
I don't like that.
I
know, you're right, it's entirely fair.
They'll know who RTD is when SE7 comes out, and then we'll know who the best character in the game is for the first few months, and then RTD will be gone.
Exactly.
I think the last time that he really played to a level, that RTD played to a level where it's like...
It was really when the game first came out. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, I think SE4 is the last time he really played the game for an extensive period of time.
Like, yeah, he was in it, like, the whole time. He played 5 for most of his lifespan, but I think that was mostly just him showing up to tournaments, you know?
Yes.
He didn't really play online. Yeah, I'll never forget when 6 first came out, and he put that message, like, in the Facebook group. That was just like, hey everyone, so I'm trying to figure out what character I should play in SE6, yada yada yada. So I just have a question for everyone, like, who is Cernian playing?
Yeah, so you want to talk about somebody that people don't potentially know. Cernian, everybody.
Yeah, I was going to explain Cernian.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Cernian is, I'm trying to remember if he was around before SE4, but that's how I came to know him. He is a West Coast...
He reached infamy in 4.
Yes, he was a West Coast player, and he is notorious for, without, he's just going with the character that he wants to play. He always incidentally is able to find the character who is overwhelmingly the most powerful character in the game.
He played Hilda in SE4. Viola in SE5, and as well when SE6 came out.
The
And
only
he's just-
time that he's
he's picking the characters
genuinely
he likes.
picked a character that he liked that wasn't really the best was when he decided to become a 2B player.
Yeah.
It's the only time.
Even then, when he was playing her, she was, like, really, really good.
I honestly don't remember. The only thing that I remember from the beginning of 2B was that grab that you were able to basically glitch yourself out
Well,
of.
6BB. 6BB
Yeah.
was crazy. Because you could just, you know, it was so easy. You just have the mix-ups.
Yeah, Cernian, definitely, if you're the kind of person who wants to ensure that they're playing the best character in the game, regardless of style or anything, that's definitely the person to look to when SE7 comes out.
Yeah, just look at who Cernian's playing.
Yeah.
Follow the path of RTB.
Who do you think you're going to play in SE7? Do you think you'll go back to Siegfried?
For at the very least,
Apropos of nothing,
Yes.
like, this is like the first time that we're going to be, you know, looking at the game and you don't know how the styles are, what the game is trying to get you to do. Would you go back to
I would play Siegfried. I would play Siegfried or a Greek. But I don't know if those would be the characters I would stick with. That would depend. Playing a Greek is usually a good way of, you know, just getting an idea of how the game's supposed to work, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, we're waiting. Just waiting, you know?
Yeah, Ron has to do a bathroom break.
Are you serious?
Yeah. check the Discord.
Why?
I don't know, my dude. I don't know. Oh boy. But oh man, we're so close. I mean, isn't it crazy, guys? Isn't it crazy how like everybody thought that we wouldn't even get this far?
I don't
Think of all the
I
naysayers.
just don't understand why
Think of all the people who thought
he didn't
that like
do it earlier.
I mean, hey, there's a lot of questions about a lot of things in our lives.
Or why
and
they didn't just put
sometimes-
someone else up.
Oh, it's just
We've been waiting here for
tough.
20 minutes.
It's so weird, right? It's such a weird thing, the way that we live our lives, bouncing from place to place like a leaf on the wind. But in some ways, when it really comes down to it, you just have to accept life for what it is. And that is what we are going to do here today. Ron, presumably playing Zos, and AppleBoom, presumably playing Hilda, for the first game that will happen sometime. And isn't that interesting?
Yeah, eventually, you know.
Oh boy. Here we go. I think Ron is back. I'm just gonna be real pesty and say that we're good to go. Wait, AppleBoom, I think, is selected. Unless Ron is, like, answering Discord while he's in the bathroom. That seems odd. Okay, here we go. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I think
Everybody, strap
finally going to
yourselves
play.
in. We're playing...
Jesus, man.
We're playing on the Boominati League, Soul Calibur 6.
What the hell?
Ain't no doubt about it.
I can't believe that.
Remember that time that you weren't allowed to go to the bathroom? That was weird.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That was such a weird thing to happen. And this
That
is
was
coming,
weird.
guys, this is coming from people like Link and me who have to go to the bathroom pretty much before and after every single match that they go. That they play.
Yeah.
But okay. Zos versus Hilda, I honestly can't remember the last time I saw this. Heavy string type
I don't know if
characters.
I've ever seen it.
Heavy mid-range type characters.
Yeah, definitely we're going to want to see... I don't know, I mean, Hilda really has, I think, that sort of versatility. She can fight well enough from both long and far range.
I think the frame data is significantly in Hilda's favor. I think the ring-out capabilities are in Zos's favor. I guess the damage is also slightly in Zos's favor. It's
I don't know,
it's
Hilda
kind
can
of,
pump out some pretty big damage.
it's kind of weird, 'cause I think, like,
it's about the same.
on regular hits, I think Hilda does more, and I think on the biggest hits, I think Zos does more. Wow, turnaround GI.
Yeah, the practical
Very
GI and
impressive.
grab Sword Regalia, but just going to get wrung out.
I think that was awfully ambitious from AppleBoom to go in that spot. I think it was a bit too much. I really feel like, just based on how he plays, I feel like Ron's favorite stage is this stage.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
find that he plays a very particular way on a stage like this, and I don't even know
man.
why. It's a very interesting choice. Okay.
I think that she could have gotten a ring out if she didn't do the extension, but
Just wanted to play it super safe. If you're worried about your, connection to the server or whatever, then I appreciate being safe. The fact that she was able to change around the stage positioning, I think was probably what she had in mind.
Okay, nice. Gonna get the Sword Regalia.
Both have a lot of bar, only one curse.
Wow, just lets it rip.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the right way to go in the early stages of something like this.
Okay,
but
gonna be a big chunk of damage.
Are
But
you gonna leave? Are you gonna
gonna
go?
bring him to the ring edge. Yeah, she's just gonna get out of there.
2 curses means that, like, technically speaking, oh well.
He's just gonna spend them.
Yeah, I don't know, into immediate bar, but
And
this
his
is
bar.
significantly.
He has the Hell Sweep on deck.
Uh-oh. We're not blocking full strings. I wonder if that meant she lost her charge.
Oh, she really should have soul charged when she blocked that.
Yes,
Damn.
I definitely agree. There was definitely... I think... So something that can happen to AppleBoom, and I think she would agree with me, she can sometimes get a little bit too in her head with regards to getting her charge attacks.
Fantastic Whiff Punish. Yeah. Gets back to the Spear Regalia.
Yeah, here we go again. We're just
trying to
no,
build her.
AppleBoom, don't go over there.
The
No.
Hilda can kind of hit him from that far away.
Yes,
like
but
that.
it's a bait. It's a bait.
Yeah. I really like how she's just ending the combo with getting the Spear Regalia and then backing off. She's
Yeah,
got that
yeah.
mix-up on deck and the big damage.
Now the problem is that AppleBoom has not been able to block Ron's getting tool
I can't
literally
believe that
ever.
worked. She didn't need to spend that.
Yeah, it's gonna be 2 bars to 1 for the last round.
Yeah, and Zosomel definitely likes having 2 bars.
Few characters who don't. I guess Killick is
Yeah.
probably the worst. Uh-oh. Oh, here
Whoa.
we go. Not even gonna need curses for a heavy amount of damage this time.
Yeah, he's not spending any resources for all that damage, but he's just gonna get the splat into the soul charge for the Oki.
Can't stay on the ground, really.
Bring her in. She should really just spend.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna have the extra bar to work with, but it's,
Oh, I think
least you got this.
I think Ron was under the impression that his soul charge was ended. I don't think he wanted that third orb, but does have the ability to spend bar whenever he wants to.
oh wow, that was a crazy clash. She's got the Sword Regalia, so it's something to work with there.
Yeah, do you think he'll...
You can tell he's thinking about C.
Yes.
She's gonna grab the spear. Yep.
back up.
She
The
has the Hell
problem is
Sweep on deck.
2
You know Ron is
curses.
thinking about that C. You
Yeah.
know Ron is thinking about how he can. Okay, good block.
I don't think
That
that
was
was the best
not
way
the
to
right
spend
spend
the
of his curse.
curses.
That was not the right way
I
to spend his
really
curse.
don't think that was appropriate. I mean, it's something that you do in clutch situations where you feel like the opponent is going to panic
It
in
was
some
just
way.
too straightforward. Like
Yeah.
they were all the way across the screen. He had nothing to gain from like
Yeah, it wouldn't have even
he
killed had
wasn't
it
going
hit.
to. Exactly, and like AppleBoom also had just no reason to try and swing into that. I don't even think she could have hit him from all the way over there.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So, yeah, and whereas he could have, I think 1BB might have killed.
Honestly,
something.
I think run up 4-6B
Yeah, that would've been
was
fine.
100% the way to go because there was a good Okay! Whoa, what's going on? Hey, what's up? I don't know.
I
Nothing's
guess they're
being
playing.
talked about. I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're playing the video game and a ring out happens.
Something's not right.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on this Discord. I think there was just a little bit of flubbery going on in the very beginning, but we're gonna be playing this full out.
Okay, yeah.
We'll do it
We're
live.
going.
Gets a full lethal
Ooh, I
hit.
don't think that's a punish,
Okay.
but yeah, he dropped the 60k combo. Okay, yeah, she's. I really like how AppleBoom is managing like the Regalia.
Yes.
Just sort of trying to keep one on at all times.
Yeah,
Most
typically
of the
it's spear. This time we're seeing sword.
Yeah.
Oh, almost threaded
Too
the needle
early on the
there.
whiff punish. Okay, but the tech crouch is going to beat out the throw. Gets the spear. I feel like she's trading them. You know.
Yeah.
Like.
It's very
Like,
similar
want
to
sword
like
right now or spear right now.
when Nightmare gets Terror Charge and then ends a combo in another Terror Charge.
Yeah. Okay, Ron's gonna on back with this round, pretty much even within this game at least. Grab himself a curse. Nice punish. Gonna grab herself spear.
Man, I really feel like Ron should be using these curses in a better way. I really feel like there's like a handful of different curses
Oh,
that you can
big
think about.
duck.
Make it about half-life out.
Yeah.
Half of the rest of the life.
Right. Oh my god, the second hit whiff.
It's going with
Just going
overall
for, like,
control.
setup. Yeah. Just trying to keep her from being able to get too crazy. I
Yeah,
think she could have picked that, but either way.
I don't think so. Well, I'm
doesn't matter.
virtually an Amy only player, so I never know when you're able to tech out of those kinds of things when you're playing a regular character. In any case, I appreciated the fact that Ron was being very non-committal at the end of that round.
Okay, big plus on block. Oh my god, she disrespects. Gonna get both Regalia and Soul Charge. She's got all her buttons to press right now.
Does he have 2 curses or 1? Well, he definitely has 2 now.
2, yeah.
Red Guard Gauge on top of things. Didn't end up getting the combo.
Okay, she still has both her Regalia. But
That's
this Red Guard Gauge is
eat
not looking good.
No,
yeah,
you should
yeah.
just... Oh, I'm sorry. For a second there, I was like, you should have just eaten it because I thought that AppleBoom was the one that was 2 rounds up. So yeah, that was just an impossible situation at that point. The Guard Crush was inevitable. Decides to go with the neutral stage.
Right back into the same stage. Yeah, pretty neutral, all things considered. I do find it strange, come to think of it, that Ron changed the stage, but I guess it worked out for him.
Yeah, I guess wasn't necessarily getting a lot of success out of going to the back of the stage, even though I do believe he was the only person who got a ring out. 2 curses yet again. Who knows when it'll come up.
Yeah, just really not letting, this is kind of just like the standard DOS stuff, honestly. Just not really letting his opponent get a turn. Just kind of weirding her out with, like, string timings and whatnot. Yeah.
Potentially
basically
making
didn't get to play that round.
Potentially making it in a situation where, like, AppleBoom was getting too in her head with regards to her charge moves, and so just kind of, like, overwhelming AppleBoom with a lot of small hits over and over again, forcing her to not necessarily be able to use her charge moves and has to go with something smaller.
I think I think what Hilda needs to do here is just like, just try not to play into Zoslimel's game, like not be too scrappy, you know. Let him sort of run his thing when he's up close, and then wait until you can just sort of get to a more neutral sort of territory.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, not the biggest whip punish he could have got. He's gonna get out of the pressure with the GI. Wow, the second hit clips.
Angling herself towards the ring edge. I don't know so much about that.
Well, at least it's not Zoslimel's back to the ring edge.
Yeah, that's
because frankly, Zoslimel's ring outs are a little more scary, I think, when his back is to the ring.
6B could have potentially killed there. It was
yeah.
a little bit scary. Oh no. It's all going to be about...
Oh, not quite on point with the whip punish.
Oh!
Fantastic auto GI, but I don't know what happened there. I have no idea how that auto GI
Yeah, I don't know how it functions. I think you have to do an additional input to actually do the rest of it. Yeah. But still 2 bars with Sphere. There's plenty of stuff that you can do.
2 bars. Zoslimel's back is to the ring edge.
But this time, Ron did not have...
too antsy.
Yeah, Ron had the life lead, and so I think that was something where AppleBoom felt forced to approach. Should definitely spend the bar as soon as humanly possible. Ends up eating every single piece of damage one can eat.
She really wants to spend that meter. Oh man, she's
too much.
Another bar gone to waste.
Sudden. Yeah, way too much. Too greedy. It's too greedy AppleBoom. You have to be okay with spending your resources not necessarily in the smoothest way possible.
I mean, she would have just gotten them back anyway, so...
Yeah. I think she was just angling for something very, very specific, and it just didn't pan out the way. And I think that's kind of the tail of the tape.
Oh, wow, the second hit. She's going to clip with the whip punish. She's going to get Spear back.
It's only 1 curse. Doesn't get, like, a gigantic combo out of it.
Okay, not going for the punish. Okay, both Regalia. She's got a pretty good mix here between like a damaging horizontal mid and a damaging horizontal low.
AppleBoom's dead to a C.
Whoa! Oh, she thought it counter hit. She thought it counter hit.
Okay, no punish though.
It's only -16. Oh, but
Red
her
guard gauge.
red.
I think that's it. I don't think there's any way out of this. Oh, you don't even have to worry about it. Yeah, Ron's gonna be able to secure it. A little bit of spaghetti. I feel like I appreciate Ron's adaptation in the second and third game to kind of realize that AppleBoom was kind of playing a game that she wanted to play specifically, where it was a little bit slow and it was just trying to angle towards very high reward type options with charge moves. And so Ron just kind of went out of his way to ensure that he was being as non-committal as possible and as fast as Zos can play. So just like a lot of like small hits over and over again, containing AppleBoom's movement and move options. And that definitely seems to be the way it ended up going.
I predict that we will have Razztok next.
Oh, Florida Man's reminding me of the cards.
What cards?
There are team cards that I have to put up that I totally forgot about.
Oh.
Who is next?
Welcome to the stage of
That
history
way.
retold.
Razztok is next.
Give me 1 second.
Bam. Look at how quickly I was able to pull that off. Alright, Zos versus Asta or Mina versus Zos?
Let's begin.
Mina seems to be a solid way to go. I don't know if Raz is going to need a button check or not. Doesn't seem like he had said anything about it. Should probably mention, Sabin Days, if you happen to be in the stream, believe you said that NLBC is on the 12th? I think that's the next
Yes,
time
I
that we're
believe
having
that
an
is
NLBC. Okay, great. So next Saturday. Presumably it'll be around the same kind of time that they normally have it, where it's like registration is at like, it ends at like 6 or 6:30 or something like that.
Sorry about that. I am back.
Also, don't forget about the match arena, just in case you guys are interested in helping out with paying the Boom League participants.
That's first place gets that, right? Well, the first place team.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay. Is this a button check? I think Raz thinks this is a button check.
Not entirely sure yet.
Okay, I think they're going.
Okay, here it goes.
We got Razztok. He's going Mina, not Astaroth. You know, I was talking earlier when this match started about how I think Astaroth is always a good like character to send up first. Obviously, that's not what we're getting from Razztok. But nice.
Someone who
But I
actually
think
deals with the charge attacks like that. That's really cool.
it is. I think a lot of those properties that make Astaroth, like at least on an abstract sense, a lot of the properties that make Astaroth so dangerous in a first to two are similar with Mina. Just
Yes.
not you know, not necessarily like one of the strongest characters in the game, but just a very counterintuitive character to fight. And when and she really punishes you for not playing against her properly, right? Like it can get so frustrating.
It's one of the biggest obstacles with regards to dealing with a full team match like this, is that you're constantly bouncing from character to character, and a lot of these characters have very specific ways that you're supposed to be dealing with them. Zos on top of things, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest obstacles with something like this. If Raz is able to come out...
Oh my god, that auto-GI on Wake Up.
If Raz is able to come out with this is going to be pretty big. Out of Soul Charge, 2 curses. Okay, he's dead. Doesn't even need the curses, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, Zos
Ron answering back with that
hopping
round.
around like he's some sort of wind princess.
Razztok, he's just not quite able to break Razztok's guard, but wow, great call out with the 4-4K lethal hit.
Raz is also getting his
really
backdash caught a lot, and I think it's a pretty big deal. And I know it's very difficult when it's like you're, Mina, one of the best sidesteps in the game, but you're dealing with one of the best sidestep killers in the game. So it's tough to know where to move. But see, it's just constant moving at disadvantage, and it's really killing Razztok.
Yeah, I'd really like to see more of just not being afraid to spend the 1Bs when he's in Soul Charge.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, great step duck, no capitalization, but she didn't finish the string anyways.
Try to go for yet another auto GI. This was definitely the match of the auto GIs. But see, here we're in a position where it's like, how does Raz get out of this? This inevitable Gar Crush is going to be so killer. I like how Zos just went from nothing to red.
Oh my god, he just did back turn K again.
Yeah, he did that before too.
Oh,
that's an RE!
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Whoever wins this
Raz
wins the
building
round.
the meter. He's gonna get
Oh, that was supposed to be Soul Attack, wasn't it? I bet that was supposed to be Soul Attack.
Raz needs to take it back and slow down. He's playing.
I definitely think you need a different stage. Yeah, I fully agree with this.
I think he could have gone either way, but I think the biggest thing there is just like, so Ron never actually broke his guard, but the fact that the fact that her guard was red like the whole
match,
game, like
yeah.
that was so huge. That was so huge because she couldn't do anything. Razztok constantly had to be playing around that.
Alright, I think this is about as good of a stage as we could have gotten.
Wow, another 4-14.
Oh, no. Oh, rolled it correctly! Ooh, la-di-da.
This is the problem with the way Razztok is trying to scrap with him. He's just... Ron is ready for it. It's pretty much exactly what he wants.
Yeah, this like mid-range movement
He
kind
wants
of
that
game.
scrappy, matchy sort of game.
A little bit too much.
Catches his movement.
Nice.
Nice fuck! Nice punish, too.
Okay.
Wow, gets cursed.
Oh, just raw
straight
3D.
for the 3B. Don't match. Is
that
this
gonna
gonna
wall?
splat? Yes, it is.
It's not gonna
I don't
kill.
think there's a ton of damage, but he's probably gonna go for Oki. Yep, nice
again.
block. Wow, just straight into the hell sweep disrespect.
I mean, Razztok
He's
did
not
do
there.
that. Razztok did end up doing that previously in the earlier on in the round, and it ended up working out there too. So it's definitely something that Ron needs to figure.
Great.
Yeah, huge
never
duck
done that
punishes
before.
off of these kinds of things. Yeah, I've never done it either. But yeah, it's a lot of this. Honestly, I just feel like the mid-range spacing and pseudo-poking game that's going on is just heavily in Ron's favor.
But Razztok, I think Razztok is growing aware of that,
Yeah.
and he's responding to very. he's kind of just like saying, "Okay, I see what's happening. I'm still not going to slow it down, though."
Yeah.
And instead, what he's doing is he's just putting in these much bigger, more calculated sort of bets in the close range. But that wasn't any of what I was talking about. That was just him getting shredded in the blender. Yeah, Razztok is just running straight in. Like,
I can agree with it.
No, it makes sense. It's just
The thing is that like a button would get blocked, and then Ron would punish Raz trying to move around. Now, instead of moving around after a button gets blocked, he's just pressing another button.
exactly. Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's different. It's a different thing.
Razztok has decided instead of what I would have done. This is just the kind of player I am. Like I would have just slowed it down and tried to run away, not let Ron do what he wanted to do. But what Raz is doing, he's just saying, "Okay, this is how we're playing. This is how we're playing."
I accept
he's
the
going
proposition.
straight
Yes.
into it. Yeah.
That's significantly more of like how I play it as opposed to how you play it.
Uh-huh.
All right, finally catching that 1B. Yeah,
Okay,
just
wow. Just
challenging
calling
with
him
as
out
many
with these
buttons as
3Bs. That's
possible.
exactly what I'm talking about. Great block from Ron, though. Gonna go for the curse instead. I like that. Only if he actually spends it well, though. Because he's got a curse and a soul charge. He can take the round
He's got
right here
two
if he gets the
curses.
right hit. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
It's got that
The
huge
chip
amount of
too.
guard
He
gauge too.
can't just keep moving around. Oh,
Too much. Yeah, very
too much blocking
vintage.
there. That was just the wrong time to block, really. She's only +2 on her 2A on hit.
What a time to throw out 2A into
Better
full
change.
crouch 1KK, because there were so many opportunities where Ron was able to guess the low and punish it accordingly. So that was, boy, that was really tough. And I'm surprised
can't
that we're
believe he
keeping
kept
the
the
stage. Yeah, that is a
It seems
very
so
big
the
surprise.
opposite of everything Ron wants.
Yeah,
I
I don't know, man. That's some pretty crazy stuff, but okay. We'll see.
yeah,
I mean,
I really
honestly,
like how he's just tossing out these 3Bs when he's plus.
I think it's totally reasonable the way that Ron is playing could still beat what Raz is doing. He just needs to choose different kinds of buttons, because again, it's all about challenging the button that Raz is going to pull off, as opposed to dealing with the movement that Raz is going to pull off. Wow,
What the
okay.
hell? Okay.
Does he
If
go
I were
for
Ron,
guard
I would be
gauge?
very
He
happy and
does.
understanding of that situation.
He just goes
Wow,
for
he-
3B at -12!
Okay, he's.
Oh,
I think he's
way
getting
too
a beat
greedy.
on Ron.
Way too greedy there, my friend, to go for like the
Yeah.
guard gauge there.
I really appreciate how Ron is just like, oh my god, he's just getting it. Like, fantastic round 1 guard break. He did not need to
Did
spend
he have
that.
to say? I was gonna say
Yeah.
he spent the guard gauge and the meter in that spot, where I feel like he didn't have to spend either. But I really feel like Raz is trying to make
No,
a statement at the moment.
Yeah, I like the guard gauge spend. I mean, he got him all the way there in
That's true.
the first round. Like, he can easily get that back.
I just feel like he could have killed even without it,
taking the round.
but I'm not. I might be wrong. So we're trying to go for
I
that
don't think
auto
he could
GI.
have. I think it was the only way he could have killed off of that launch. He would have had to go for a mix or something, yeah. I mean, this is just... Ron hasn't, like, Sorry, not Ron. Razztok hasn't, like, abstractly changed anything big picture. What he has is he's just gotten a much better beat of the situations.
The timings themselves
yeah.
have not changed. It's just that the timings that have been done have been with a particular move as opposed to moving around, which is definitely the way to fight against Ocelot for the most part. You know,
Oh,
he's
nice
dead
stuff,
to
no
like
capitalization.
one hit
They're
here.
both dead. Like, one
Okay.
hit. Yeah, Ron just needs to... At this point, like, he's just mashing, and it's
Yeah.
getting him killed. Like, it's not working.
The Gargate might
Maybe
be
he thinks it's the
affecting his
threat of
decision-making,
CE.
too.
Maybe he thinks it's the threat of CE or something. But whatever it is, whatever the reason why he thinks this mashing should work, it's clearly not enough.
Yeah, I think
Because
maybe it's just like
it's just killing him.
his decision-making has been radically affected, potentially from frustration and stuff, too. Yeah, these 3Bs
He
annihilated
just panicked.
Ron.
He just panicked at the end. He just panicked at the end. I mean, honestly, Raz kind of just beat him at his own game, and Ron wasn't able to figure out, like, Ron just wasn't ready for it, I guess. I mean, it seems like a superfluous statement, but still, it's just like, I really appreciate how Razztok was playing in exactly to what Ron was doing.
Is A-Way saying, is no one going to talk about that wall teleport? Yeah, that was a bit weird. The 6A just kind of like Zos hit onto the wall and then just shifted to the left to a significant degree. It was kind of crazy. Okay. Is Florida Man the person? No. Incendiate has not yet told me who is going to be in this time around.
I wouldn't be surprised if I feel like legit wants to go as soon as possible.
Yes.
Like, and I don't mean to say that like, oh, their team wants legit to go as soon as possible. I mean to say I think legit he wants to play.
Siegfried versus Mina. Virtually every single game that I have a memory of legit playing on has been on the forest stage, and I assume that's the kind of stage that he'll want against Mina as well.
Against Mina, yeah, absolutely. Especially as Siegfried. I mean, you know, Siegfried's wall game is just so explosive. I definitely think Siegfried is definitely a character that is well equipped to fight Mina, just in the sense that he, you know, like, Mina pushes him out, she's zoning him, like, what? He doesn't care. And it's not like she's that much better up close.
Yeah.
But matchup aside, I mean, you know, it's gonna come down to the style of the players, obviously. I don't want to get too hung up on that.
All right,
sort of thing.
looks like you were right. It will be legit this time around.
Okay.
So the question
Who's sitting on their
is,
team again?
what's that?
Do we know who's sitting out on their team?
I don't think that we do. I only knew who Florida Man was sitting out. Because I was under the impression initially that it was going to be Ron, and obviously
They've
that
had
ended up
legit
happening.
Ron, and then also on their team is Airworthy, and I can't remember the other person who isn't the
Welcome to the
ace.
stage of history retold.
If only there was some sort of internet database that had this kind of information. RuberBeefMan.
RuberBeefMan. Okay, so it's either RuberBeefMan or Airworthy who are sitting out.
But
I'm sorry, remind me again who's sitting out on Florida Man's team.
Nox.
Nox, right, okay.
So Razztok is stuck with Mina this first time around. Do you think that were he to lose, he would switch over to Astaroth? I assume no.
Yeah, I don't really see why he would. I mean...
Well, it's kind of difficult, right? Because, like, why would you ever play Astaroth? Unless you just wanted to. You know what I mean?
I think he could... I think he's fine either way. I mean, I don't think Siegfried, like, wallops Astaroth. I don't think... I think overall it's a relatively
You're
easy
dealing with a
matchup.
character that's ducking all the time.
Yeah.
So you got crouch
But-
throws and stuff, but, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's not like his punish for a grab is that crazy. I mean, he can get 4B on it, but you have to be really on point.
Yeah.
The only person I've ever really seen do that consistently is Lee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's just going to go for Siegfried. He legit does have a few other side characters. I know he plays Nightmare. I know he plays Hilda. But I actually haven't seen him play Hilda in a while.
A very long time.
Either way...
I think he
either
wants
way,
to be a Nightmare player, but it didn't end up.
Siegfried is his main. I would be... I'm wasting our time talking about all these other characters because he was going to play Siegfried at the start, especially against Mina.
Yeah, no reason to go outside of that. Legit, a very heavy step ducker has yet to lose a single match in this Boominati league.
Yeah, and he's again. So we talked about it at first, but maybe for those who weren't there, I believe Legit had some sort of claim regarding this match or regarding the rest of the league.
Regarding the entire league, I believe he is under the impression that he will not lose a single match during this entire league. That is the proposition he is willing to go over.
So remember, every time we have Legit playing, every single time, everyone has to like. We're always thinking about that.
Yes.
At least I am, and I'm saying everyone else should be too.
Perpetually, yes.
Perpetually.
There's
Because you're going to say something like that, you gotta mean it.
There was
man.
also a particular threat that Legit threw out to Ramon. I don't remember the exact verbiage, so I won't repeat it here. Going for heavy side-hold mixes, even though they haven't necessarily been
this
that
round is
successful.
all Legit so far, but we got Mina Soul Charge on deck, which is challenging.
Man, that 6A that one time was so scary because had he just like ducked it, the Wall Rising B would have run him out. But it doesn't end up mattering.
So solid, so, you know, very commanding round for Legit, but what Razztok did get out of that was a lot of guard damage, and it's all gone. Somehow. He went from red immediately back into... Wow, but there goes Legit's meter. Nice block. That's in the range where it's safe. I'm going to catch him out of the side cut.
It's honestly, the rhythm has all been legit, even during the match, the round that Razztok won. It's just a matter of, like, Razztok just kind of, like, surviving, despite the fact that I think that Mina has the perfect amount of frames in order to challenge Siegfried in these kinds of regards.
Oh, I don't know about these 4-4-As. I mean, you can definitely clip people with them, but you have to set it up properly. Yeah, just going straight for the Dark Legacy explosion. Just spend his meter here. I like it. Just try and secure the round if you can.
There's that step
Oh,
again.
great
Fantastic
duck attempt from Legit. Fantastic
back
defense.
up.
Fantastic defense from Legit there.
I'm very surprised they didn't effectively cancel it when he realized that the full crouch 1K didn't work. Now you see him being super uncommittal with his full crouch 1K, which always stings. Because he basically got like 2 damage for being right 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's definitely a time where Mina could get away with just doing full crouch 1K. Maybe it was even better.
Yeah.
But not anymore. I mean, now that she doesn't have the tech trap mix up. Okay, faking him out. I like that.
He still doesn't have that guard.
Razztok just, Razztok just, like that round was just all him. Like he's like, okay, I'm gonna win this round real quick, and then we'll get to the next one.
Mina Soul Charge is really, really good, so he doesn't have that this time. He's gonna have to deal with double.
He doesn't
bar
have
from
that.
Siegfried.
He doesn't have that, but and it's not that Siegfried's Soul Charge is a slouch at all. It's definitely strong, but I don't think it's the kind of Soul Charge where it's going to be like, oh my god, okay, Siegfried has Soul Charge, like the whole match is about.
Yeah, it's just
now,
the chip damage. It's just the amount of pressure that the character is going to be throwing out here. But seeing as how this Soul Charge basically
he's going to get his bar actually.
Yeah.
Which he's not going to spend right away. I really think he should spend it as soon as possible. Oh, that's what he's doing the 6-6 Bs for, just to get as much meter as he can. Oh, great block! No HEA lethal hit.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Using it before Siegfried ends up getting his bar, but he does have a bubble. Oh, come on, man. I don't know so much about that bubble.
Too straightforward.
I think that bubble is a little bit obvious for a character that has a Hell Sweep that has been rocking you for the entire match.
Too much to bet the game on, I think, on doing that there. I don't think, like, I don't think it's entirely unreasonable that would have worked. But I just think
considering the flow of the match, I feel like it was a little bit. Again, I feel like Razztok has been going for the Hell Sweep, whether it's been succeeding or not, to a significant degree. Yeah. So I don't know so much about that.
It's also just like, you know, he bet the game on it.
Yeah.
But going right into this next game, looking up pretty solid for Razztok in the first little bit of it, but
he's at the wall.
Just gonna bring him to the wall, just start grabbing the shit out of him. Gets the life lead right back.
But oh wow, what a fantastic catch on the
counter hit just in mid range.
Jeez.
3-3B counter hit. That's not. I mean,
post 1K.
Harkens back to SD5. Honestly.
Going right back to those Hell Sweeps. Even just regular 1K, screw full crouch.
Ah, no block on him. No, you can't do that. You can't. You have to be so careful against back turn Siegfried.
I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a lot of 6SA out of Razztok. Is he really that scared of the base hold? The base hold really doesn't come
no respect from Legit.
Oh man, just full on challenging the entire time.
Okay,
no
nice
punish
block.
whatsoever into a heavy duck.
Okay, he's just gonna swing back that time. Okay, this is a pretty big start for him. He's just going for the guard damage, which I like, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
I think he's somewhat okay with just sort of maybe not getting this round, but look at all that guard damage! He's gonna get the round anyways, maybe.
Wow! He ended up catching him as he was attempting to jump. I mean, that tech jump, I'm sure, is like I-90 or something like that.
Yeah, it's not very fast.
Yeah. But yeah, he got a heavy amount of guard damage, which kind of interacted in the last match and kind of didn't. He didn't end up getting a guard break, but it certainly changed the way, the flow of the match that was going on. But Raz, yeah, again, just going with the 6-6Bs, getting as much meter as possible, because the one thing that has definitely changed the flow of the match every time has been Mina Soul Charge.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's doing the work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like you said, there's so much step duck here from Legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, do not mash. That is a dangerous game against Siegfried when he's in Soul Charge.
Now is Razztok going to pull off the exact same
better
kind of
defense
comeback?
this time.
Oh, wow. Into an immediate catch on the duck.
I like the 3B. Legit was thinking he was going for the back turn throw.
He does have a bar. Does he decide
these 4-4As aren't panning out.
Yeah, I think we might be forgetting that this is Parsec, not actually traditional net play.
And then, I mean, there's times where you can, like, catch people with it, but you got. I think that Razztok is just being too, like...
You can use it as, like, a safe low in some spots.
It's also just, like, if he's trying to, like, reaction check him, I don't think he's doing it, like, in the... You have to hit him in a spot where he's not thinking about it at all. Right, where he's got something else, like, heavily on his mind. That's
That was really cool.
Okay, big time Oki.
Oh, wow, he was ducking, and yet he wasn't. Wow. It looks like he caught him right as he was trying to do while rising B. So this is going to be a battle of the guard crushes. It's going to be a battle of, like, who makes this a big enough threat to where it significantly conditions the opponent.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got his soul charge on deck, but yeah, I like that from Razztok. Just spend it right now. Because it's not like...
Oh, it's the first base hold of the match.
He tried that earlier, but it didn't work, but it got him this time. Okay, good positioning here for Razztok. For now, but maybe not for much longer while or whiff, because he didn't get the just range, and that's going to be it for legit.
Wow.
Wow, that was
incredible stuff, taking it 1-to-1.
Yeah.
This has been a slobber knocker.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's Siegfried versus Nina.
Yeah. One thing that I think Razztok was able to slightly figure out, two things that I've seen from Legit's gameplay that Razztok could potentially take advantage of. Number one, Legit came from the Philly school of whiff into duck. And two,
Man, you can't have Philly take credit for that. Whatever.
Why not? Why can't we?
You know what? Don't worry about it.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah,
Twitch.tv/Sinbad.
No, you're right. This is your channel. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I can do whatever I want. And I don't even remember what the second thing is now because now I'm so frazzled.
You're welcome.
From Link's interjection. Ooh, catching him. Maybe the 4-4-A's were enough where he got that one hit and he ends up getting it.
That RE was not the play. Razztok is trying really to work that guard gauge, and Legit is kind of just playing into that.
It's
really
funny how we've had so much guard pressure and yet we haven't seen a single guard break yet.
Yeah, not a single one, you're right. But lethal hit, that's going to be massive momentum shift.
Okay,
but, oh wow,
here
he
we
actually
go.
had time to soul charge.
You have to worry about that bubble. Okay, you no longer have to worry about that bubble. That was a really bad bubble. I didn't really like that bubble at all.
Yeah, that was a terrible bubble, but the...
Bubble is really bad against medium soul charge. You're talking about a huge amount of guard breaks and stuff, and a huge amount of lows on top of it. I
also just really appreciate how Razztok played his offense, like at the end of that first round. It was very, very measured.
God, he's getting so much guard pressure, and it's just hilarious how he's never guard crushed legit.
Yeah.
I don't think a single time. I might be wrong, but...
Okay, no. I was thinking about... for a second I thought it had happened, but I was thinking about the time he did it against Ron in that first round.
Ooh, you gotta get up, man!
You gotta block that! You gotta block that! Okay, nice block on the slow mid. Yep, just spend the soul charge. Everyone is spending soul charge all the time!
Yeah, this is almost like a grow soul charge here. Yeah, you can't roll that, but like... The amount of effectiveness, the amount of damage and pressure Razztok has gotten out of all of his bars, it's honestly like gross soul charge. Like,
I think it's really important that we keep in mind here that Legit is one round away from being a liar.
He will have to try and find some water because his pants will indeed be on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the 3B. That was the other thing that I was going to mention is that Razztok has kind of realized that Legit is not going to be punishing -12 stuff, which is a fair bet against a Siegfried.
Yeah.
Okay,
a little too antsy, too much pressing from Razztok there.
Hopefully the Jid is listening to the stream, realizing that Linkors is calling him out on his declaration of independence. This will determine whether or not he remains, whether or not he's able to secede from the Union. Even if Legit wins this round, that's what you're going to say. Not getting up for those kinds of things is going to be a mad killer. If Razztok loses, it's going to be because of the amount of damage that he ate on these, what do you call them, dead traps, I guess?
Oh. And he's not blocking any of these
boy.
base hold A's. Wow, okay, Legit has heard...
But he has to deal with double Mina soul charge.
Double Mina soul charge. Double Mina soul charge. He has his own soul charge, but it's
one Mina soul charge. He has to deal with one Mina soul charge. These strings, 6AA has been a huge killer. Raz hasn't ducked it a single time.
I don't like that. I feel like he wanted to spend his bar for when Razztok spent, because now Razztok is going to have the soul charge for longer. Great step there. Fantastic awareness. Not the best capitalization, but he's not exactly getting hit for it.
He would have had the duck had he done it.
Okay, we've got meter. Relatively even on health.
Is
getting the momentum going.
A liar. Is legit.
Oh, it's not looking like it.
Is legit.
He's just jamming a slight beat down his throat.
Does legit speak
now Razztok
truth
has the
to power? He's not dead. He has a bubble. He's not dead. Oh my god.
Into the mid. Legit, you son of a bitch.
You are effectively
dead.
A liar. MC liar.
That was an awesome match.
That was a very immensely close match that ended at the very end. So that was very, very tough. Yeah. Wow.
That was very well played from both of them.
Boy, yeah.
Within the match, at least. Yeah.
catching people time and time again on a variety of different catches, huge amounts of damage, huge amounts of guard damage coming out of both players, and never was there an actual guard crush. And honestly, I think that's a solid sign of a very solid set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely a lot of a lot of back and forth-ish sort of thing going on there.
Yeah.
In very big ways. I don't know. Both characters with very big sticks and all that. So we're getting RuberBeefMan, it would seem. So Airworthy is sitting out.
RBN. I gotta come up with some different version of text because... Oh wait, did I put it? Yes, I did put it correctly. Okay. For a second there, I thought that I changed somebody's name and I didn't do it.
Is there any way for you to put like the MC like more to the left? Like just move like the whole text further to the left so that you could. I think his full name would fit.
Oh yeah, you
could
do that. Right. We'll see. First, we'll do this. Then.
Good enough.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
The only other way is that I change the font size, but then it goes so far drastically down that I feel like you can't read the name. But okay. Mina
I wonder
versus Hilda, presumably.
I was gonna say, is it gonna be Hilda? Because I feel like I haven't been seeing him play Shanghua lately.
I really feel like he's just dropped Shanghua.
Okay.
I honestly can't remember the last time I saw him play Shanghua. Yeah, hard
straight
to
over
make
to
Hilda. The only reason
No
why he would
hesitation.
play Shanghua is to make me a liar on my own stream. So if he does go with Shanghua,
Then he's
he is
kicked off.
hereby banned from the
he is not
entirety
allowed to
of
play.
my stream.
Yeah.
Like, even if I host some of these Parsec matches in the future for the Boom League,
You won't
he
be
is
allowed to
not allowed to play.
Let's begin.
Also banned from your chat.
Banned from my chat for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I just
He is also banned from any chat for which I am a mod.
there you go.
So that includes your stream, I think.
Alright, well, it doesn't seem like any of this is going to be relevant because
Rich's,
he is, in fact...
well,
going for
he
Hilda.
could switch it later, so I'm just making sure
That's true.
that he realizes, okay, we've gotten Huan stage yet again. I feel, who wants that more? I guess Mina does.
I think this is fine for both of them,
Yeah,
honestly.
it is.
I mean, Mina isn't exactly the ring-out monster she used to be. I mean, she can
No.
still ring you out, but...
On
you
a
know,
stage
it's not...
like this, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and, you know, Hilda's... You know, she's got ring-outs too, but I don't know. Both of these characters kind of on open stages, at least on paper. I don't know how exactly that interaction will change in this matchup, though.
I think it's really just the fact that, like, I think Mina gets a little bit more out of moving back and moving around, and so I think Hilda wants to keep her in, like, kind of like a smaller space. But honestly,
Sure.
on the other, you know, kind of what you're talking about, I think this is perfectly reasonable for both characters.
Yeah,
this
I
is
think
really
this is...
where it kind of changes, the 6A lethal hits.
Right.
But then again, you know, it's not like Hilda's hurting for tech crouches.
Okay, just sort of being aggressive, trying not to let him press. Razztok responding with the GI. Getting into that. Staggered string pressure.
Yeah,
Okay, that gets him with the 1K mix. You gotta guess on the
that
second
loads
hit of
really
that,
good.
did you get hit by the first?
Yeah.
It is good.
Do you not have to guess if you block the first hit?
Yes, you can GI, I believe.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Although I guess on some level, he might just not finish it. So.
Yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
gets that
gets him
tech
with the
trap.
tech trap. That's big stuff. Not going for the regalia like AppleBoom was.
Ends up getting a sword anyway.
He's kind of just trying to get it more naturally.
I feel like
Opposed
Ruber...
to setting it back up.
Yeah, for one, he's definitely noticed that Razztok is not respecting that
Wow.
string, and so that's a really big deal. And for two, I think he's what he tends to do is do a lot... what he tends to do a lot is get hit by 6A lethal hit. So that's a pretty big deal. So there's this range that Razztok is able to balance where he doesn't have to worry about Hilda tech crouches, and he's able to make 6A be kind of a killer. So I think that's going to be potentially a tale of a tape, assuming that RuberBeefMan doesn't change up his strat. See how he's like acting like significantly more in close to try and like utilize that tech crouch so he doesn't have to worry about it, which means that if Razztok wants to, he'll have significantly more opportunities to go for the hell sweep were he to do so.
Really just sort of kind of a slow pace going on here, despite how, you know, up close and personal they are. But there's not a lot of like explosive things happening.
Yeah, they're kind of going for a lot of small hits, so damage is progressively going down, but nobody's getting a big swing.
Exactly.
But they are getting red guard gauges.
Oh, not quite responding to that string.
Okay.
Right how we wanted, but just wake up, rising the.
Ooh, I
both of their
love that
guards
reset.
are
I
in the red.
love that reset for the guard crush.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to use it. That's a big deal.
Right.
Effectively stealing RuberBeefMan's meter on top of the fact that he didn't have to spend the Guard Rush. Okay, spending the meter now. You've already kind of seen that Raz isn't necessarily comfortable with Hilda's strings. Wow, fantastic block there. Yeah, are you going to go with like just a ton of string pressure? No, just going for like the guaranteed stuff and letting them back away. I don't necessarily know if I like it, but it could potentially work out.
This guard gauge is looking worse for RuberBeefMan.
Yeah, he needs to secure this round without spending his guard. Oh boy, that's kind of an expensive one, but I do understand. Yes,
okay, but
I agree with this.
Yeah. At the very least, he'll have gotten
over.
him to spend, but yeah, just take it.
That's really tough. That's a real tough spot. That's why I feel like that soul charge that RuberBeefMan ended up pulling out was very much not the correct way to go.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure like what big picture RuberBeefMan was doing wrong there.
Big picture? No, I don't think there was anything that he was doing wrong.
Yeah.
It's really just a matter of not allowing Razztok to get into that happy space that he wants, where he doesn't have to worry about RuberBeefMan's tech crouches, and Mina's still able to exert a level of pressure in 6A where RuberBeefMan's unable to exert his own. So you need to make sure that you're keeping track of that sort of thing. I appreciate the fact that we're just kind of like taking it slow, trying to figure it out.
Yep. Thinking about a stage switch, I think. Hovering over.
Yeah, potentially.
I think you could be fine either way, honestly.
I appreciate, like, whenever you're, like, just sitting there thinking, I think it's definitely the way to go to just hover over random stage, just in case there's a button slip.
Ah, yeah,
And that way you don't accidentally just go hard rematch when you weren't expecting it.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah, just really taking his time. Again, I think what he's really trying to think about here is, like, the smaller sort of interactions. Because that's really what a lot of that was. You know, for characters that both have, like, such big weapons and can do so much damage with their hits, you know, there wasn't really, the match wasn't really very reflective of that.
No,
they were kind of in each other's face, just taking small hits, you know, not a lot of explosive stuff happening. So lots of like more micro situations for RuberBeefMan to consider.
The
and
explosivity.
Think about how he can change the general philosophy of his decision making. I think
the explosivity came from like the guard pressure rather than the actual damage happening in the life bars, and that seems to be very similar to what was going on in the legit match. Of course, Siegfried's significantly worse at just doing like small hits, so his version of small hits ended up being launchers anyway. Wow, just hard. I appreciate the attempt from Razztok, but it just didn't pan out.
Stabbing him right in the gut.
See, that's the kind of like pretty heavy damage that.
Wow, he did a crouch cancel BB punish on that. I don't care that he got hit after that. He punished Mina's full crouch 1K with crouch cancel BB. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know if he meant to do it, but
it looked cool. It looked cool doing it. Oh no!
There.
Is he gonna get a wall here too?
Yep.
Yep. Pretty big deal. Oh, you used that wall bounce already.
Already used that, yeah. Been trying to avoid the bad situation that comes from
spots like that are exactly where RuberBeefMan wants to be, because then you do get to utilize the tech crouch that Hilda has available to recharge moves. Oh wow, almost ducked right into that 3B. Wow. You are a lucky ducky, my friend.
Nice little staggered mix-up timing there
from
RuberBeefMan. Getting him to second guess his double guess.
This has been all RuberBeefMan since we changed to this stage.
Yeah.
Wanted something a lot smaller, I understand.
He never goes for the spear lately. No. He always just goes straight into the Oki.
He just wants the guaranteed damage on like that 1A, I guess it is. Oh, you thought he was hopping back, huh? Okay, we're going to a GI kind of thing. That's definitely a bet. Oh, way to go. That's not,
nice
though,
block.
I think. Yeah, okay. That was all right.
Alright, wow. I guess his his contemplation time really paid off there, because, I mean, that was just, like you said, that was all RuberBeefMan.
Got a lot of timings. Also, I think, I really feel like Razztok should have switched the stage again, but,
yeah.
No, I don't know one way or the other. Seeing as how this is such a small box, and that's kind of the reason why, the enclosed space, I think, was definitely a reason why RuberBeefMan was able to get so much of what he was getting. I feel like switching the stage was definitely the way to go. It seems like Razztok is very similar to when he lost the one game to Ron, is kind of going with like, okay, well, my moves like my movement and my GIs are being caught a lot, so I'm just going to challenge with buttons a lot more often. Especially with the fact that his 3B has, like, I think yet to be punished by anybody. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I don't think it was that big of a deal when Siegfried wasn't punishing it. I do think it's a big deal if Hilda isn't. I understand it can be difficult, though, sometimes when you're charging that button.
Even Siegfried has a solid punish to it, honestly.
Does he?
Yeah, you get B6 or 4A. I mean, you know,
Okay.
it's not huge, but it's meaningful, I think. But yeah, wow. So that last game was all RuberBeefMan. This one is looking like all Razztok so far.
Yeah, they definitely seem to be like switching back and forth in regards to, wow, we're not even ducking those, huh? Oh, that's a little bit scary.
That might be it.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets the mix instead. I think we're looking at a situation where it's like first game, dead even the whole time. Razztok barely inches it out. Second game, RuberBeefMan slaughters him. Third game, Razztok slaughters RuberBeefMan.
Which is kind of crazy, because it's like, why not just continue to do the exact same thing? You just have to, like, get used to, like, your, you know, getting in the groove again. And it's funny because RuberBeefMan took, like, a long time to try and figure things out, and Razztok didn't take any time
right back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely got he's definitely Razztok definitely has he's definitely demonstrating a solid ability to adapt, you know. He's sort of sticking with a similar game plan but changing the small things.
If RuberBeefMan is going to win, I think this is exactly what he needed. He needed the guard crush to happen.
The fact that he had his guard broken right there is very big.
Like that allows him to continue on in this fight without. Oh, you just died, my friend. That was the worst thing that could have happened. Well, yeah, he is, isn't he?
I think.
No,
not quite.
Not. He'll be dead after this.
A CE will kill, but he's just gonna go for the soul charge.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this, but this is gonna be tough.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, what a.
Razztok can't get too antsy here. He does have the opportunity to close out the game, but he has to.
Nice.
There
Very
we go.
good stuff.
Perfect.
Just allowing the whip to occur, and then just kind of like allowing the situation to go back to neutral.
I appreciate that. For a second, it really seemed like Razztok was just gonna try and run in and just get that last hit, right? Because he had that, you know, he had the health lead, and RuberBeefMan had like a pixel, right?
Yeah.
But I think he quickly realized that RuberBeefMan was very aware that that's what he was going to try to do, and he very quickly, you know, dialed it back on that front. So, great stuff from Razztok. I think that's 3 in a row, right?
Yeah.
He beat Ron, he beat Legit, now he beat RuberBeefMan.
Does this mean that we have the potential for a one-character victory?
I don't know, Jay. It's your stream, does it?
I think so. I forget how this started.
You know, it's. I guess it is what it is. You can call it whatever you want. You don't.
I feel like you're being ratioed in this situation. You're the only person I know who's taking a hard stance on this OCB thing. I think
we all know that having any sort of conviction or commitment to anything is universally bad.
No, don't try to gaslight me here.
Whatever,
That's
Jay.
not what's being said right now. Boom took a hard stance, I'm taking a hard stance, and if Boom was disagreeing with me...
Just go with the crowd.
Honestly, I probably would.
What everyone else says.
No, don't try to bandwagon me either. I know all of these little tips and tricks. Your Jedi mind tricks won't work on me.
Damn it.
By the way, I was just thinking about this, because I saw something Star Wars related recently. Don't you think that it's kind of weird how, like... You know, there's the good side of the Force and there's the bad side of the Force, right? And the people who are on the bad side of the Force have particular powers that they use, and, like, the good side of the Force also, right? But they don't tend to, like, encroach on each other's versions of, like, what Force powers you use.
Right.
And you've got the bad people in the Force. They have powers like, you know, lightning and stuff, and they're really evil and stuff. But, like, the message that Star Wars tends to use is also kind of weird, because it's like, you know, the good people of the Force, they only use Force powers that are good. Like mind control. That's totally a good person thing, and it's totally fine.
Sure.
I was just thinking about it. It's just like, it's kind of weird how, like, that's okay.
Well, you know,
I don't know why.
I guess the difference is that, you know, lightning is just inherently destructive, right? You know, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like the Jedi are using subtlety and
subterfuge
to an extent. But
when it comes down to it, I feel like it's significantly, like, almost more insidious to have mind control powers.
I think as far as the visual metaphor goes, which is, you know, I think what the intention is, I think it makes sense.
The other thing that for some reason I can never get out of my head in regards to, like, a movie franchise of something that a movie franchise promotes that nobody talks about, Indiana Jones. Have you seen Indiana Jones movies?
I mean, when I was a baby.
So, something that happens in Indiana Jones movies that I'm surprised it is never talked about, just in the movie, like in the zeitgeist of the movie, this is never talked about. is that in the Indiana Jones universe, religion is real.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Everything in the Bible and in voodoo, because they even do this, you can take a literal interpretation of everything that goes on in religious tomes.
Non-fictional account.
You
of
can
events.
actually pull a heart out of a human being. There is actually the Holy Grail will actually grant you immortality. Like,
right.
And Indiana Jones never blows up about it. He's just like, okay, we got to find this thing. Yeah, you can grant you. It can grant you immortal life. That's interesting. I also have to find my father. Okay, but like also, you had the potential to be immortal. Why aren't we talking about this?
It's like it's all. Indiana Jones is as real and as fictitious, whatever that means, as the art, whatever's going on in the movie, right? So, he even if his world is supposed to be analogous to the real one, he's still a fictional character. So to him, he lives in that world of.
But he isn't aware that that's the case. Like, he doesn't.
Yeah,
have
exactly.
That
of course
level
not. Anyways, we got Enders versus.
No. This is more important. We need to talk about the complexity of religion in the Indiana Jones franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, EndersJ has had some pretty hype moments already in this Boom League, in his destruction on Stellar, but he's also had a little bit of flubs. Oh wow, did you try to 3B plus K punish a Cervantes freebie on block? That was some hella cool stuff that it worked.
Well, that catches his backstab, he's +4 there, so you gotta watch out.
Yeah. Uh-oh, catching the wall rising
that's going to be a kill. Counter hit, low health.
Yeah, almost for sure, right?
Yeah.
It's Razztok. Gonna be able to pull this off. See, this is one of the things, and I think I talked about this in yesterday's Boom League match, is that, like, when you're dealing with somebody who is just so warm on the server, like, has just gotten so many games, it is difficult to take them out. Because you're coming into this totally cold, you have to, like, figure this out. Meanwhile, Razztok has already, quote-unquote, figured out, like, 4 people. And you're dealing with 4-4A getting hit and all kinds of destruction. Oh man,
that's the kind of combo that would have carried all the way to the ring edge, like in Season 1.
Yeah.
And still no one is punishing his 3Bs.
Nobody. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's just like, you're cold, and so you just kind of have to get used to, like, people throwing out 3Bs like that, and you have that level of surprise and stuff. He's getting a little bit of a punish on the wall rising K. But then again, I guess Cervantes doesn't necessarily get all that much more.
Not sure.
Man, Enders having. I mean, Cervantes very rarely is a character that just stays in the driver's seat the whole time because his whole shtick is like pushing out and going back to neutral where he's strongest. Is that out?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's gonna.
Vintage auto GI setup. That was pretty tight. Wow, dude, Raz is kind of unstoppable right now.
That was open and shut from Razztok, honestly.
Now, we've seen Enders in this situation plenty of times, so he's definitely not out of it. We know he's the caliber of player that will be able to potentially figure something out. I don't know why he would want to change the stage necessarily. I feel like actually keeping the stage in sort of a neutral position would be fine. Plus, you have the half walls.
He's
you can
a
go
little
off the wall
small.
on.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Okay. I'm not really sure what Enders has to do to.
It's so tough. He honestly just needs to warm up. He just needs to just get used to the fact that he's playing in a as competitive as we can get in this scenario like this.
Yeah, I mean these situations are just tough because Razztok is so warm. Like he's been playing for what, like 50 minutes now, and Enders is just getting in there, and that's tough when someone's got that kind of momentum.
It's gonna be, and it only gets worse as time goes on. It becomes quicksand.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh man, what an unfortunate trade, dude. Anybody remember that clip that Boom has in his thing right before his streams? Oh, is he out?
I don't think so.
Very close. Okay, yeah. Don't get. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't fall for the auto GI again. It was a different auto GI, but jeez. Hard into the Gar Crush, jeez. Enders needs to
I think Enders just needs to. I think this is a lot of small mechanical sort of things right now, where Enders just needs to get I mean, I think he's just not punishing Razztok enough, honestly.
He's
that's
not
the best
punishing, and I also feel like just gameplay-wise, he needs to get up and do small things over and over again. Oh, wow. So he ends up eating that Garcrush. But, like, the way he beat Stellar was a constant state of, like, 1-1K, K2, into wall rising K, a lot of stuff like that, which I think is stuff that may not necessarily be as effective on Mina, but could still be effective. But, like, okay, fantastic side step there. Here we go.
I'm not going to get the full combo, but still a lot of damage, especially
I did not know
with
that
the
hit
OP
grounded.
he's getting.
That Factor People's K hits grounded there? That's kind of...
It doesn't hit grounded. I think it was just a weird stuff with her being in the air.
Okay.
I love that. Oh, I didn't like that.
No, you said it
you
too
can
soon.
tell he's dropping the IGDRs.
Yes.
You know,
and even when he does get
not
the
quite warmed
IGDRs,
up.
it trades with a string.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay, big lethal hit to start it off. A lot of meter for Razztok, but good block from Enders. I like the soul attack option there.
Yeah,
He wants to just try and snag this round, and he's gonna have another bar. Hopefully he doesn't have to spend them both. Alright, you know what? Honestly, Razztok is pulling out the 4-4-A's.
Yeah.
So, and
Live by the
Enders
sword,
feels
die
no
by the
guilt.
sword, right? No punish on wall rising. Oh, no! The
Right when Enders was starting to get attacked.
Oh, my God. I don't know, my dudes. Like, how are we gonna stop this guy?
Well, that is the question that we will
That only one person has to answer
Yeah, only
now.
one person can answer now, and that is Incendiate. I think that Razztok has beaten... He's gone 4 straight, right?
Yeah. So you know what that means.
Yeah, that's a 2-character victory, because he was the second one to go. We agree. But I think
the first
that...
character
I know that
literally only
Jordan
lost.
really does not like... Jordan is not a huge fan of Changhua into Mina. He said that a lot.
Oh, do you really think he's gonna go Ivy?
I wonder if he'll go Geralt.
Do you really like Geralt against Mina?
Yeah, why not?
Mm.
I think Geralt probably has
personally
a slight
don't like
edge
it.
over Mina, honestly.
Is that right? Why is that? What am I missing about that matchup?
Just a lot of, he's better up close, and from when Mina's zoning him, it's like, whatever. I mean, I think what makes that matchup annoying, if anything, is the damage disparity.
Yeah.
Just
That tends
Mina's
to be
gonna
the
have...
case from virtually any Geralt matchup, honestly.
Yeah. Mina's just going to really have that, more explosive sort of power in the matchup.
I can definitely see being
Geralt can
irritated.
contain her quite well.
Yeah, I can definitely see Changhua being an irritating matchup for Mina. The other way around, where it's irritating for Changhua to deal with Mina. But,
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. Geralt would be kind of a surprise. It would definitely be a treat. This is on Parsec, so I feel like Geralt...
If I had to bet money, I think he'll play Changhua. But I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Because I know he
I
doesn't
agree.
like Mana.
I think just purely in the fact that, like... Because there's also something else to mention, if you really want to think about it, is that when he plays against Razztok, let's say he wins, and he wins it with a non-Changhua character, he is stuck with that character for the next player. At least for
That's
the first
true.
game. So
That's true,
that
but-
is another thing that you do have to take into consideration for in this
He,
kind of
he
context.
is he is pretty well practiced with Geralt nowadays. It's I think there was a time where he was pretty much playing him as a main, which is not so much the case right now. But he's still he's not he's not rusty on Geralt, and I don't think he would necessarily have a problem with having to play Geralt against the other teammates. Although he maybe would not want to do that against Blue.
He would presumably have to play against Ben next, were he to win. And Yoshimitsu versus Geralt, I mean, you have a lot more experience in that, but at least for me, I'm very much not a fan of playing Geralt against
Really,
a character
I've
like
always felt
Yoshi.
like that was a matchup Geralt did quite well in.
Okay. I'm just not a fan of playing Geralt against I-10 characters for the most part.
I understand that. But just, I think Geralt just has that ability to sort of scrap while also put up a wall that's very valuable against Yoshimitsu. Again, a lot of it always comes down to like the damage disparity.
Yeah.
But we are waiting on him to join so we can find out who he's playing. Incendiate is the captain of this team. So if Razztok beats him, his team wins.
Yep.
There's
Based on
no
the
other
wins
players
of
after
Razztok
Incendiate.
alone.
Yeah.
So isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very interesting.
So many people have been doing that this time around. I wonder what it is about... Do you think that... Ignacio Sager, thanks very much for the sub. I should also mention right before I cut it off,
we obviously don't have to, like, we're not in, like, a desperate emergency mode with regards to Parsec server costs and everything. As you see, we were able to get plenty of donations to cover for the Parsec server costs. If you guys are interested in donating more, anything that doesn't, if for some weird reason, like, I guess maybe the amount of money that has been donated would not cover the Parsec cost if literally every single match in the Boom League from here on is all Parsec and they all take like 4 or 5 hours or something like that, then maybe. But any kind of overflow amount of costs, once we cover for the Parsec service, is just going to go directly into the match arena, along with any subs I get during Parsec server Boominati League streams. They all go, I donate $1 to the match arena after that as well. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please consider donating if you have the ability to do so. Now back to what we were talking about. I do kind of hope, just me personally, I'm a big fan of seeing Geralt, and we just don't get to see that in traditional net play virtually at all. I'd be willing to bet that Geralt is like the least played character in net play, just in general. A character that I think suffers the most in regards to traditional net play. So to see it come out in Parsec stuff is really like a majorly exciting thing.
Well, we will see, but first he has to show up. Where is Incendiate?
Is he in Windcharmer right now? No.
No, I don't. I would hope he's in his team Discord.
Yeah, I got to admit, I was really kind of hoping that the amount of vamping I was able to pull off with the donation stuff was going to be enough, but, you know, here we are.
Here we are.
Now, that being said, we are, despite the fact that we started pretty late, we are, like, kind of...
Oh.
Like, if Incendiate were to lose here, we would be, like, on time, and that would be kind of cool, to be honest, as a...
That'd be insane.
From the logistics side of things, I do appreciate that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Here's
looks
the
like
age-old
Incendiate was
question.
just in the bathroom. No one told anyone, but,
It's okay.
either way.
It wasn't that much.
It wasn't that much.
Now,
But yeah,
here's the
now we
age-old
have the
question.
question of who Incendiate is going to pick. I think Xianghua.
I do agree that it's probably Xianghua. I give it 60-40.
I want to say 65-35.
Sure, just to be different from me.
Yeah, just to be subversive, you know.
I don't know, man. I
think it's an okay pick.
Now, I gotta say, the character that I was seeing him play the most right before this was Ivy. But I would be amazed if Ivy was the pick.
Yeah, that's gonna be Xianghua. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Again, especially considering the... Well, Shanghai isn't technically
I think
picked
he's probably
yet.
just setting up his music.
Sure. I'm just saying. We never commit as the commentators to saying which character is about to be played until it's fully selected.
Let's do this.
It has now become fully selected. But I think, considering the fact that Incendiate basically has to pull off a large amount of wins here, I think sticking with just the first character that comes to mind is the way to go. If only to try and like do the exact same kind of thing that Raz is currently doing here, right? The idea of just like being warm with the one character that you're going to be playing for virtually the entire time.
Yeah.
So I definitely think this makes
Definitely
sense,
think
but this is going to be a trial.
See what
He's
you
definitely gotten frustrated with this matchup before, but he's also, you know, he's one.
It's frustrating.
This is his character.
Yeah,
Oh, she's starting it off with the slide kick.
sure. Starting it off when walking back for 5 years and then slide kick.
Ducks right into the rising beat. I feel like people are kind of forgetting that Mina 2A is only +2 on hit.
Yeah.
Like, she really doesn't have that much off of it. Worst comes to worst, she like rising K's you or something if you disrespect her.
Really like that challenge.
Yeah, and I really like the punish there too.
I really hope that we do actually see somebody punishing Razztok's 3Bs at this point. But again, seeing as how you're kind of going into it cold, that can be kind of tough. It's a fantastic auto
Well,
guy.
I'll tell you what. Once Incendiate gets meter for a CE, then
Well, sure.
he will definitely punish.
That's not the same thing. But
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you mean. Yeah. Ooh, man.
letting the 6 hit the spirit.
Just immediately going for heavy, opportunities for auto GIs. Wow,
I really like how he's punishing 6-8 here.
Yeah, that was solid. Forcing Razztok to spend this bar, and the chances of that bar being able to bring it all the way back pretty low.
Yeah, starting off very strong.
Yeah, Raz kind of drowning right now. We've seen him be in this position before. Is this the start?
Yeah, like I said, he's been doing a lot of adapting in this run. A lot of responding to his opponent's pace.
One thing that's great about Mina Oki in a position like this is that traditionally Xianghua is able to get out of a lot of Oki positions simply because of Crybaby, but Mina's able to do exactly that. Wow. As I was saying, like the Crybaby
Right
is
on
significantly less effective. Yeah, because I'm a
Right on
professional.
cue.
I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm... Wow! Just
Wow.
rolls forward after a slight roll to the side to go into a hell sweep on wake up. Alright.
That's not going down without a fight.
Yeah, dude. Now, we've seen him adapt in terms of, like, he gets smoked in one game and then he adapts in the next few games, but we haven't seen him do it necessarily, like, within the match. An A+B!
Yeah.
Guh?
I really like this. He's just really doing a good job of just building this wall right now.
Yeah. Kind of utilizing the stage position
Him with
here.
the edge of it. No CE from Incendiate.
This is going to
But
be really tough,
very
though.
aware of
You
it.
can't get hit by a 2-2B. You can't be wrong on
But
any
it's
piece of pressure.
also Mina Soul Charge. No CE, I was wrong, but there it is.
Yeah. So kind of like what we were talking about, you know, Incendiate is cold, and so he's not necessarily fully gauging his ability to block punish. Oh! To the Oki?
I really thought that would kill.
Okay, there it is. No! You picked a
great.
very scary choice to punish the RE. Jesus
Still
Christ.
great preparedness from Incendiate, though. I appreciate that he was aware that only the first hit, like he only needed the first hit of the string to kill.
Yeah.
So he only did it. There's no reason for him to do the full thing. And
Interesting that he didn't go into
very
stance,
safe
though,
for a lot
because
of
that
rounds.
would have also been RE safe. So I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I guess at that point it didn't matter. Oh, we're getting an Astaroth pick instead.
I feel like that is not the way to go.
I also feel that way.
If only because even if Astaroth is better against Xianghua,
Which I don't think he is.
well, let's just say that that's the case.
Okay.
I feel like simply because you've been playing Mina this entire time, you have this advantage of being warm in a spot.
Or
like
maybe
this.
at the same time, you know, I can also understand where he's coming at, just in the sense of like he's been playing Mina in, you know, in this way that's successful for him, right? Sort of mentality, and maybe that mentality isn't going to work here against Incendiate for whatever reason, and just sort of switching it up so he doesn't have to worry about that, right? Like the mentality is shifted automatically with the character. I think there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, sure.
It is tough though, but it's looking good for him so far.
Let's not also forget that Incendiate does have a past of having a tough time against Astaroth in the form of Rakuda.
For a while, but after a certain point, like
He was able to beat Rakuda.
and all the other Astaroths that he would fight in tournaments,
Who were the
like
other Astaroths?
pretty solidly.
I actually don't know. I'm legitimately
Sure.
not sure. Alright, decides to punish with a grab attempt.
I guess
Oh, not so much with
breezy,
the grab grab.
lean.
Wow, okay. What a challenge.
Nice disrespect.
Oh, wow.
Oh, baby.
You have become dead. Do you even spend bar here? No way, right? Yeah,
Wow.
you didn't even get an
Okay.
opportunity to do so. Razztok heavily in the driver's seat right
No,
now.
I think I see where he was going with this pick, and I like it.
Where do you think he was going?
Kind of, you know what I was talking
Oh,
about.
what you
where
were
it's like
talking about.
need
I thought
to-
you had
yeah,
an
yeah.
additional thing to say, sorry.
No.
But okay, Incendiate struggling to try and get in and do things, but then as I say that, he ends up getting a ring out.
Yeah, it's one thing I'll also say is there's definitely an adjustment period for fighting Astaroth. Like it's, you know, it's not. He is a counterintuitive character to fight.
Should
and
also
it's not gonna
mention, from Incendiate's perspective, this stage is not helping.
be- Yeah.
Oh, wow. So scary.
Got right under it. No duck.
God,
Wait. Punish.
Oh, you died.
There it is.
Alright then.
Okay, get off that stage.
Yeah.
Do not stay on that
Hard.
stage.
If you make us look like morons by
Okay,
saying
character
that,
switch. I think it'll be Ivy.
Oh, really?
I think it'll be Ivy. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Interesting. Yeah,
He
he went with
straight
characters.
to character
Yeah, he
switch.
went
He
character.
might even stick with Strong Law. He might even stick with Strong Law.
That's a hell of a
what he
bet.
does is, well, a lot of the time what he does is, first off, I know he's competent with Strong Law against
Yeah.
Astaroth.
Yeah.
And second of all, like a lot of the time what he does is he just goes to character select, sits there for 100 years.
Oh, instead
and
of
then
just
picks
staying on the
same
menu.
character
Okay, yeah, sure.
again. Yeah.
So he just goes to character select
to reset.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. I agree. But yeah, I definitely feel like the stage was not helping him out. And so, honestly, it could be a totally different situation if he gets a different stage.
Yeah, the stage I think was definitely...
Because this isn't one of those where it's like... I mean, you got the super long-range character versus a super short-range character, so I think the more space, the harder it is. And there's definitely plenty of stages that could have been better, but this one's definitely still...
Yeah, this is overall a relatively neutral stage.
Yes.
Although it is important to note that lore-wise, this is Astaroth's home. So,
yeah, who knows if he gets an
leg
additional leg up on that. Okay.
Yeah, property, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, decides to hard bet on not getting hit by the bee. I respect it. I respect moving on the first option from Astral, for sure.
Just straight up disrespecting the 4B.
Oh, man. Okay, gets a little bit here.
Great awareness there.
He's not dead. Is Astral
Does he really want to bring him to the ring edge there?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
he's
thing.
Gonna spend it.
So you immediately have to back up here.
Oh,
yeah, for sure. But you were dead to one hit.
Wow!
Scary. 6B.
That was a big hitbox.
The hitbox of the gods.
Yeah.
6B is normally the move that she has to do. Whoa, okay. Alright, you're in Razztok's face. How do you pull this off? 4-4B, what a challenge on a character like this. I'm surprised that worked. Also, Raz is getting a lot of mileage out of literally just doing the Rakudo and holding forward in a lot of these spots while the opponent's character is just dancing.
It's a good plan against Xianghua.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
and that's not.
you want
Going with a GI. GIs and REs against Xianghua stances are pretty crazy.
Nah, they're not it.
Yeah.
Like, people say Xianghua doesn't do a ton of damage, and
that's
kind of right.
mostly true, except for bets.
Specifically in bets that is like not one of the times where that is true.
There are two situations where that's not the case. Oh, beats the RI there.
On the RI. I guess he was in Soul Charge, so he was just doing it interchangeably with the GI.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
But yeah, I just want to mention, like, there's really only two spots where Xianghua gets a lot of damage. Bets on stances on GIs and REs like that, and off of -12. Those are basically the two places where she gets, like, a lot of damage. Surprisingly, we haven't really seen a lot of mileage out of the crouch grabs. Haven't really gone for the crouch grabs at all. Despite the fact that 3A seems to be the way to go in, like, every spot.
That's just Incendiate kind of slowing it down. He's going to take this round with the CE. That's pretty big.
I don't think that's going to kill, is it?
I don't think the grab has a ton of scaling. I could be wrong.
Just not.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, Incendiate definitely in the lead. Being able to take out that meter pretty easily is a pretty big deal, too.
Especially because he's close to a second bar. But wow, do not...
I mean, at some point it was going to happen, right?
Yeah,
like,
well, it had already happened, to be fair.
Yeah. Nice stuff.
Nice. I don't...
Kind of
maybe he wanted soul attack, but...
Yeah, maybe.
In the middle of the string, just bonking him. You know what is really scary? If I am Razztok, I think it's important for him to get Incindiate to spend this round, and I don't think that he will.
No, no way. Okay, well, he may now. Oh, wow,
no.
That GI was such a potential.
He's going to spend it.
idea.
Okay, he's not dead. He's not dead. And I will say that this Oki is not as... It's still good, but it's not as good against Astaroth.
Specifically, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as good because his big body. He can just roll back and beat a lot, but Incendiate gets it, and Razztok's run is finally over.
So it's not going to be an OCV.
It is not. It's true.
We both agree on this.
We both agree that it is not going to be an OCV.
Let's say, with regards to this kind of thing, most people would say, let's agree to disagree. I would like
Let's agree that we disagree.
Yes, agree that we disagree. I think it's a significantly more apropos position to take.
Sure.
But congratulations
to
Jay,
I
Razztok.
think between you and I, we can always agree on that.
We can always agree that we do, in fact, disagree on most things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff to Razztok. I mean, 4 straight. Obviously, very incredible performance, and he's got a whole rest of the team behind him. And one of those players is Bluegod. But another one of them is Benwithvees, who is going to be the next player. He is the star player of Team BB3, and it's not for nothing. That is definitely...
If I remember correctly, he wants me to have the entire thing on this, and if I don't, he like riots or whatever. But like, it's
I think
really
you should have
hard,
left it how it was. I think you should have left it how it was.
Oh, like really,
like
yeah.
Like having it go off the screen.
I like the idea that it's like.
Sure, that works too.
There we go. Now we'll see if he'll riot over that. We'll find out.
He says he cannot do anything.
I don't know what that means.
I think it means his controller's not working.
Well, there's not much I can do about that.
Yeah, you tried plugging your controller in, Ben, huh?
Have you tried clicking the pencil? That's just a joke for Linkers.
Yeah, I don't...
That is just a joke.
I don't know who you thought that was for.
It was for you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks.
But okay, Xianghua versus Yoshimitsu. Handful of things I've seen in this matchup. The fact that Crouch Grab is able to beat out some of the positions where Yoshi can be in meditation, where typically Yoshi's able to get some sort of a mix. Other than that, I don't know a lot of other character-specific type stuff in this matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be Xianghua versus Yoshimitsu, right? So, not entirely sure either.
Also, Ben, if you're having any troubles with Parsec, probably best to talk about it in the Discord. That way, potentially, Sabin Deus can also help out. He would know stuff that maybe would be unique to him specifically. Restarting your entire computer has also helped people in the past, where you just go all the way to the beginning of have you tried turning it off and turning it on again.
I think also Incendiate going to the main menu would also just...
That is true, too. Meanwhile, I will try to figure this kind of thing here. What do you think? Is that good enough?
Yeah, good enough.
Okay.
I appreciate that at the very least the S is off the screen.
If you say it, then I assume Ben won't have any problem with it. Seems how you
Exactly. I am a fellow member of the team.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it going to take?
Although he does have seniority over me.
But what is it going to take for me to be on that team? Why doesn't anybody want me on a fighting
Go on Twitter
game?
Go on Twitter and announce that you're a part of the team.
I don't have enough followers. Nobody notices.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, if you want to be on the team. You know.
I won't do anything else because I might send this to YouTube and we might get copyright. Okay, so it looks like going to the main menu was perfectly fine. Xianghua versus Yoshimitsu. Battle of the I-10s. More damage on Yoshimitsu's side, more ring-up potential on Yoshimitsu's side.
I was going to say, it's definitely going to matter on this stage, which is very long but very thin.
Yes.
So a lot of ring-out potential.
Narrow, I think.
Wow, okay. Against Razztok,
yeah.
Incindiate had started off with a slide kick. But now, against Incendiate, he starts off with a slide kick and just lets a 6k rip.
Yeah, Ben's decided to try and take like full wild now kind of thing.
Ben is definitely getting creative.
I think that's definitely the way to go in a spot like this, where it's like, you figured out, you had to try and figure out how to beat an Astaroth, right? And chances are, the style that beats Astaroth will in no way in hell be able to beat Yoshimitsu.
Yeah, exactly.
And vice versa. So it's, you know, kind of a, shall we say, a palate cleanser of sorts.
And it's not doing him any favors, he's got to do it on this stage.
Benwithvees the sorbet. Wow, he tried to go for that lethal hit there. Trying to duck under an AA, maybe?
Incendiate definitely getting a lot more done in this round. I mean, last round he was barely playing.
Benwithvees charging at him with that knee at the fastest speed of light.
Okay, confirming the 6B into... This is not going to ring out.
We were all scared.
Close.
Being a little bit greedy, not spending the meter. Okay, so it ends up working out, but that was... if Incendiate had lost that round, that could have been a big deal. He decided not to spend the meter when it would have given him the kill, just so he was presuming he would get a kill like that, though probably not as sloppily. Got a lot of meter to his advantage, a lot of frames to his advantage, apparently.
Yeah, Ben in these last two rounds just sort of struggling to really make much happen, unlike the first one. But this is gonna be, he's gonna get some meter and get some pressure going. Okay, he tried to bait out the I-10 there, but no dice for Incendiate, although he doesn't punish the foot clap.
Did Incendiate really mean to jump in that spot? That was such an odd choice. That could have been very, very dangerous. Besides the spend meter here, I think that's an interesting
I'm not really
choice.
sure what that was for.
Yeah. Would that have given him a ring out had it hit? I don't think so, right? Would have given him a lot of damage, but...
I don't think so. He's going to get a lot of bar back, but Incendiate has two full. Really, Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, I like it.
That was... Incendiate knew... I think he knew exactly what was going to happen.
What was going to happen, yeah.
Yeah. He knew Ben wanted... You get to kill two birds with one stone. He knew that Ben wanted BBB to get the lethal hit, so all he had to do was block it, and he could not only punish him hard for it, but also get rid of his meter, so that he didn't have to worry about the lethal hit condition.
Not to mention, it's just good to like be able to have spend meter again. Man, I gotta say, Ben is not necessarily utilizing the backdash, nor his own AA, which is as fast as Xianghua's, to try and challenge some of this stuff with a little bit of speed. He's kind of acting like he's a slower character against Incendiate Xianghua when he isn't. I feel like that's kind of giving him a bit of too much of a stutter.
Just kidding.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, aside from that first round, pretty convincing first game for Incindiate there. Definitely, yeah. Ben's just gonna go right back in.
Yeah, no reason to get away from the stage.
Absolutely not.
At least
This is exactly what he wants.
now for the person on the right.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, like he could.
Oh, that's not what he wanted.
He could potentially be utilizing the backdash to try and make these situations a bit better, or he could be challenging with a few more buttons. Because again, he's just as fast. His up-close mix-up game probably isn't as strong. But that's about it. Wow. Okay. Knees.
Okay, doesn't even have the meter for the braid edge there.
I like the fact that he seems to be utilizing 9K a lot more. I just like that move in general. Well, I mean, I hate playing against it, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, Incendiate just seems to be winning out. I wouldn't necessarily call it neutral, but like anti-neutral. Like neutral is typically when like nobody's at frame advantage, and it seems like somebody's at frame advantage in some way, like over and over again here.
Yeah, he keeps mashing into the second hit of that 3AK. You want to duck that.
Nice.
Okay, but that is a very good block. Good amount of damage, but not going to get to keep the Oki going.
Speaking of Oki.
Running away with this one.
Yeah, the Oki is going to be pretty killer here right now. B plus KB, I'm betting on that. I was wrong. Instead, he decided to wait for a while and then grab. That surprises me. I would have gotten hit by that for sure.
Hey, no with punish there.
Like, he gets like a handful of these exchanges, but Incendiate's definitely being a lot stickier. He's able to pull stuff like off like this over and over again, too. That's definitely not in his favor.
Yeah, Ben is just having such a hard time finding his
Rhythm.
like, yeah.
Yeah, this is just this is all Incendiate right now. Last ditch effort off of the CE or the Soul Charge, not gonna be it.
Yeah, that was very. Ben got that first round, and you know, that was it.
Man, Incendiate coming inches away from making this an OCB.
Now we're on the same page.
I couldn't even get through it.
Yeah.
But okay. Ben, even before the match was over on the stream, said, "We win, we got blue." And honestly, he might be right.
You might be. I mean, you know, Blue.
How does Blue feel about Xianghua?
Okay. He's an alright player.
How does he feel about Xianghua?
I think he feels pretty okay about Xianghua. I mean, if there's one character that I've heard him talk about him being confident against, it's Xianghua.
Is that right? I did not know that, actually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
why does he feel specifically because of just the sheer amount of experience that he has against him?
Yeah, that's part of it. It's also just the sheer amount of experience he has against Xianghua and with Xianghua.
Sure, he did play her for a short amount of time.
For a long time, really.
Oh, it was a long time.
Yeah, up until he stopped playing the game. Consistently, at least. But yeah, you know, obviously, for anyone who happens to not know, for whatever reason, Bluegod is the EVO Japan champion, EVO second place, Soul Calibur World Invitational second place, CEO champion. I mean, the list goes on. You know, it's I think it's pretty fair to say that at least in terms of overall aggregate performances, like this is probably the best player in North America. For
Skill might be the
in North America
who is more accomplished in SE6 just in general.
Yes.
You would have skill, and then probably Blue, and then probably Utoto.
Yeah, exactly. So top 3 in the world, I would say, at one point. But he is mostly a Runeterra player now.
Yes. Don't you hate it when somebody from like a different game just comes into our game and like just like totally takes it over?
Yeah, exactly, man. We got to get these Runeterra players out of here.
God. Has 8-Way been able to get any Runeterra players to come over here? Probably not, because they'll all probably just say it's a dead game.
Yeah, exactly.
I just realized Incendiate's name is a little bit off-center. Okay. Best Aswell for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be a treat, because I haven't seen Bluegod play in so long.
Oh, you didn't see him play in the previous Boom League match?
I did not. What happened?
Okay. What happened in that match? I don't remember, other than the fact that he played. I just remembered that I did see it. If I remember correctly, he ended up running a train for a while.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, one of the best players in the world.
I should also mention probably those other matches. All the netplay matches are either on Ramon's YouTube or Boom's YouTube. Boom or Ramon, if you happen to have your YouTube channel, you can link it. But the Parsec stuff, I don't believe has been.
I think
is this like a button
Blue was
check?
under the impression this was a button check. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida Man ended up saying, yeah, this is a button check. Yeah, Incendiate just didn't see it. But I appreciate the fact that in this kind of situation, Blue doesn't just be like, okay, fine, we're playing it. No, don't take that disadvantage. Just like, we can get, this is one of the nice things about Parsec, we don't have to like go back into the lobby, all cross our fingers that everything connects appropriately and stuff like that. You can just press pause once you're finished, and then we'll be good to go.
And we're going to be getting into a relatively neutral stage. God, I mean,
It's about as neutral as it gets.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see this match, actually. I mean...
I hope it lives up to your expectations.
Bluegod, one of the players who was, pre-COVID, so fantastic, one of the best in the world. Incindiate, a player who I think has really come up a lot more during COVID. So we've got a sort of like a timeline battle here, And I'm very curious to see how it pans out.
Looks like we're going to be primarily seeing Sword. One of the things that I do remember from Blue's matches from the previous time is that he spent 90% of his time in Sword, and he would only just every once in a while go into Spear. He was actually very rarely in Axe, which is typically what we see from Aswell players nowadays.
Yeah, I think he's very much of the belief that in general, just given the changes that Aswell has received throughout the course of the game, Sword is kind of what you want to be in most of the time.
Even though it really seems like the developers really wanted you to be in Axe, like all the time.
Well, they had it that way for a while,
yeah.
To be fair. Yeah, pretty strong start for Incendiate. You can't really get away with those 3Bs against Aswell.
Not in Sword,
I just feel like I haven't seen, really high-level Aswell play in so long, and I just...
Damn, shots.
Well, yeah, it is what it is.
Shot. Yeah, you do have some ability to try and punish that kind of thing. This is going to be very difficult for Blue to pull off.
Oh, okay.
He does have the ability to. Fantastic sidestep yet again.
I really like what he's laying.
Did he really get that? Oh my god.
He knew exactly what he wanted. He knew exactly that he wanted the crouch throw.
I can't believe that ended up panning out the way that it did. That is insane.
He knew exactly what was happening.
Yeah. God, he was dead. Blue was dead to literally anything else.
Yes.
That's crazy. Literally any attack. Nice duck.
Nice. Yeah, there it is. Finally coming out. We see the axe low.
First time that we've seen him in axe just in general. Sword yet again.
Okay, catches him with the tech trap. Just right up into the grab.
This is what I was talking about. It's just like sword and like a little bit of spear.
Yeah.
But now he's dead to an axe low, so I presume that's why he decided to stick with axe.
Yeah, look at Incendiate. I mean, he's got he has the offense, but he's clearly not comfortable with it. I mean, that's just something Blue is so good at. Like, it's like, whenever I play Blue, I feel like if I am in his face plus 10, I have a life lead, I'm scared to press.
Yeah.
Because somehow I just he's going to call out my
He's going to do one
somehow.
of his blue things, and you're just sitting there like,
he's just going to guess right, and I don't know how to handle it.
And effectively just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in that regard.
Yeah, exactly.
Decides to go with Xianghua Soul Charge. Okay, interesting choice.
Not going to get the offense.
He got a huge amount of damage already, frankly. Wow, he ended up doing like 80% life off of the Soul Charge. He's actually still in Soul Charge. That was an entire Xianghua Soul Charge round. How many times can you say you got to see that?
Yeah, but now we do have Aswell with 2 full bars.
Yeah, this is one of the most non-interactive Soul Charges in the game. Maybe the most uninteractive.
Great block. Incendiate knew exactly what was going on there.
If there is a way that Blue can potentially lose this, it's off of the run-up Axlos. Because if there's something that New York is very accustomed to, it's run-up Axlos. Oh, man.
Yeah, Incendiate, I like what he's doing. Playing
very compact.
Very compact. That's what you have to do against Blue.
Yeah, forcing the other Soul Charge.
Down the other offense
that
again.
meter advantage has all disappeared. He's dead to his CE. No, that's not the combo we wanted.
I think he could have rung out off of that.
You think so? Maybe.
Wow,
that was supposed to be CE.
So not what he wanted.
Nice duck!
Nice. Couldn't get the biggest punish.
Oh man, how does Blue pull this off?
Okay, he's gonna spend here, but no
CE to
no
back it
CE
up.
on deck. I mean, Blue's
nice
Xianghua defense is very good, but nice timing, just stuffs in the 6k BB there.
Gotta
Great
say,
awareness from Incindiate.
that has got to be So there was a little bit of spaghetti at the middle of the last round, right? But other than that, that might have been the most clutch game of Soul Calibur I have seen in a very long time. On both sides. Like, they both were just able to clutch it out in a very tight and solid way that you really don't get to see all that often.
Okay, good offense here from Incendiate. Keying into what Blue wants to do with his defense, I think.
Yeah, I think what Incendiate has decided to do to deal with Blue being very tight
very good.
and conservative is just to play just as conservatively, and he gets to be this fast all the time. Doesn't have to worry about a weapon or anything.
Yeah,
so
I think what
does Blue do here to get out of this?
What he's really making good use off of here, I think, is just the fact that if Blue is going to spend the whole time in Soul Charge, like, he's going to... Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's just, he's got to... I mean... He can't really keep him down with mid-horizontals, you know?
Yeah.
That was a big thing that Aswell used to have, is his Axe 3A used to be so strong, but nowadays we don't see that being as applicable, just because of... Just in general, how Axe has changed, I think, in the character as a whole. Especially 8, I think the 8A change is very big. Wow, that is -10 on block. Great awareness.
Was that,
there.
like, the most insane thing I've ever seen? Where, Incendiate... So, okay, there were a variety of things that happened there, where... For the first time, Blue was actually sitting in Axe for a while. Incendiate immediately noticed that and started mashing in his face, which is generally how you're going to end up doing that. Blue ends up switching through a variety of different stances, ending up in Sword. Jordan immediately just runs up and then crouches for 8 years, and then ends up getting the game somehow.
Yeah, I will say, I really don't like that he whiff punished with Axe though there. Usually when I see that kind of thing from Blue, it means he's kind of starting to, sort of fall apart in some way.
Yeah. Just
okay,
kind of
not ducking it there. That's also not a good sign. He should really just be spending here, I think.
Yeah, this is potentially the last round.
Okay, great punish, though. Yep, just going straight into the Axlo.
But now you have to try and find a weapon again. And he just sprints forward. Yeah, he has to spend. Yeah. It's one of the biggest weaknesses about Aswell. It's just like, you know, you spend that bar just to, like, ensure that you get to play the game again. Kind of teeny tiny hits, about as non-committal as humanly possible.
He knew he wasn't going to be able to get away with doing anything too big there, so...
Oh, man. I think he's in Sword now, right? Because the second hit did... No, he wasn't in Sword. Now he is. But yeah, these mix-ups up close. There we go. Oh, it doesn't get any kind of damage out of it, though. That sucks. Not really getting any damage out of that, either.
Okay, I like that he's aware that Incindiate is disrespecting the string on AAA. Not giving him the time of day for that.
Nice hit! Wow, that is not what he wanted at all.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have a B+K behind, so he probably tried to act slow. And...
God, look at this! This is so tight kind of gameplay. This is, that is... You know what? Kudos to Incendiate. I thought he played that... What? He is?
He is.
He is?
They're scaling off of 2-2B.
No, he's not. Here, watch this.
Alright, good stuff from Incendiate. He's going to take it for Bluegod.
I don't get any kind of kudos for calling that he was dead.
Who are you again?
I mean, I will admit that it doesn't really, I shouldn't get any kind of kudos for that.
I think this is gonna be the first. Is this the first time we're coming down to Captain versus Captain?
No. We have done that a handful of times, including one that I actually streamed not that long ago. The first one that I did. That was one of the... Unfortunately, the time that we got the most Captain versus Captain, or like the really, really long sets, were when Zubaz and I had to do what we thought was going to be a 2-hour stream of just like 2 Boom League matches, and it ended up being like 18 hours. That was when Boom decided to...
What were the teams?
I honestly don't remember. Anton was involved in one of them.
Oh, Anton and Twice fought.
Yes.
Anton and Twice fought.
But
yes,
boy, oh boy, that was one of those where, like, to give you an idea, one of the teams matches, the last one of the 3, was supposed to start at, I think, 10 o'clock, and it didn't start until past midnight. That was kind of insane. But okay, Florida Man...
It's FTC standard time.
It's gonna be up.
Okay, this is, you know, Frosty Fosting's Grand Finals run.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Florida Man out for revenge.
Florida Man, did you seriously go to player 1? Please don't tell me that that's what happened. You can just, please, I must insist, especially at this point, that Jordan stay on player 1 and Florida Man be on player 2. I think Incendiate is currently sneezing, apparently.
What?
That's what he just said in Discord, that he needs a moment because he is sneezing. It's not very often that you get that kind of forewarning. You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes it's like those times where you can tell you're gonna sneeze. I mean, granted, sometimes it doesn't happen and you're just sitting there in suspension, right? But
I'm currently asking Florida Man to be on player 2, if at all possible. Just to keep everything uniform. Florida Man currently trying to... Okay. I really feel like if that was the case, then we would have done it so that, like, the teams would have been like this.
yeah.
So the idea... Florida Man currently seems to really want to be on player 1. And honestly, had he brought this up before the team match had started, I would have been fine with the idea being that everybody gets, that we would shuffle the names around, but I do want to make it so that the teams are on a specific side throughout the entire thing. Just logistically, it makes it a lot smoother. Plus, his card is on the right-hand side, like, it's just,
Yeah.
But yeah, in Florida Man, if you end up listening to this later on, or if you are currently listening to this, I would have been totally fine if you had wanted to be on player 1 side and then just hash it out with Incendiate before the entire team match actually starts.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully we can get this ball rolling.
Huang versus Xianghua. I'm trying to remember the time that they played not that long ago, and I don't remember like any of it. Other than Florida Man did a pretty hype thing to reset the bracket. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either, but my intuition about this matchup would be that, like, when it comes down to, like, the normal, like, fundamental type gameplay, Huang is just completely outclassed. But like, he doesn't have the frames, he doesn't have, the pokes, he just doesn't have the tools to scrap with Xianghua.
He doesn't even necessarily have the damage.
But if he can make it weird and not about that kind of gameplay, if he can get the set play going in his favor, if he can get, like, the stance pressure, or even just like just like the grabs, honestly, even, then if he can make it weird and divert away from that sort of back and forth type gameplay. He doesn't want it to be back and forth.
It is definitely possible that Huang would be able to create a level of mid-range kind of poking that would be better for him. If he ends up trying to scrap in any of the kind of traditional ways, yeah, it's going to be very, very tough for Huang to be able to pull that off. Okay, well, that's definitely not going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
That is going to be Half-Life instead. Remember how I was saying there was only like 2 different spots where Xianghua gets damage? I guess I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Boom saying that 3K is plus money on block. An interesting choice. Alright, here we go. Now you want to talk about some damage. The only problem is that obviously he has to sacrifice a lot of talismans in order to pull that off. 4-4-A. 4-4-A honestly isn't as much of an online low as I think people tend to say it is.
I mean, it's safe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think because it's safe, I don't consider it to be like a straight-up online low. Wow, magnetic grabs.
Oh, you gotta break back when he's in yellow. You
decides to spend it. Decides to try and get his talismans
He wants the talismans
back.
back. Yeah,
makes sense because we're so... Well, typically, Florida Man tends to play that -9 Huang a lot more often, but I think he's very good at the concept of waiting until the very, very last round. And then going out of his way to spend a lot of talismans, kind of like what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
In a way
that's
that
weird
allows
given
him
the
to have the
decision
evil.
he made.
Yeah, that is very weird.
I guess, like you said, the idea is that he wants to be able to spend talismans.
We're so
like
early on in the
it,
game that you don't want to go... Like, this is a pretty bad look for him at this point.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, he's just letting it be, like, back and forth, and you just don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, you want it to either be, like, weird set play where she can't respond, or,
you're out.
Just, like, to run away. Yeah, it's like... You just can't be giving her the initiative because
there is a level
she's just going to walk all over him.
Yeah, there is a level of mid-range that that Huang is able to pull off at maybe like the 2.5 character length distance that would allow him to work. But honestly, Florida Man is dead to this Oki, so he really needs to try and figure this out. Has to be a relatively sizable hit, and a sizable hit that is. that looked pretty tough. Now, if he gets a different stage that gives him a little bit more room to work, then he should be good. Did you just go with select stage?
I think he went to character select. Maybe
Okay.
I'm wrong. Okay, no, you're right. Select stage.
Oh, he wants the music. Okay. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Alright, gets about as neutral of a stage as possible. Definitely, but I do agree with your assessment. I think he needs to play this significantly less scrappy.
Yeah, it's just not
One
gonna...
does have the ability to get just enough frame advantage to allow him to walk away in certain spots and force whiffs like that, except it didn't work out for him at all. Alright. Perfectly reasonable punish. Okay, maybe not so much. Full crouch to K, huh? Oh, wow! He was back there.
I like that. He was...
I was unaware he was back there.
Oh my god. Here we go. Like I said, this is what I'm saying. Like, the weird sort of set play where it's not interactive. Like,
the problem is that it's expensive. Like, yeah, he ended up losing, and now he is neutral on talismans, and it's only the first round.
Right.
So that's the thing that really sucks, and this is one of the biggest weaknesses about Juan, is that in order to pull off that kind of successful game plan, you're handicapping yourself. More so than any other character in the game, he is punished more heavily than anyone else for doing what the character's supposed to do.
I do sort of like this slower gameplay, but I didn't like that he ran in there. I mean...
A little bit too aggressive. A lot too aggressive
it's
in
just
this
getting
situation.
impatient.
Yeah. I don't think he's dead to this Opia unless it's like a hell of a strong hit. So he just needs to get out of here.
Yeah, okay,
Wow,
he's just gonna back up. He doesn't want to deal with Soul Charge.
Yeah. There's the hit.
Okay,
hit.
yeah.
Huge amount
Cindy
of
was
damage.
thinking about the 4A lethal hit, but that's
Yeah.
not what he was going for, actually.
Oh, what a challenge on that
Just
AA.
there's that scrapping. He's not going to have
Incendiate, unstoppable
much
right
help.
now. Well,
He's
this
just- like
is
I
the
said, he's
second
just
game.
getting
This is
frustrated.
potentially the very last round
Yeah.
of this team match. Alrighty. Wow.
Okay.
Sprint for 80 years, huh?
Weird stuff happening from Florida.
Yeah.
Here. I have no idea which talisman that is.
Green is the life one.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, I don't remember the exact name of it, but that's the one that allows you to gain health off of talisman hits. Certain aura
okay.
hits. Also gives you the jumpy lethal hit in yellow light, so that might be what he's looking for, to try and deal with the 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's looking for.
Alright.
Okay.
It's not going to kill.
Got something going.
It's going to come awfully
He's
close.
just spending all his...
Well, at this point, yeah, in for a penny, in
Yeah.
for a pound, right?
Sure.
Nice stuck. Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay, and
And
that's,
that's it. Alright. We weren't sure at first when he got that grab, and he's able to pull it off. Florida Man just really not able to get into the groove this time around.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate.
Again, another situation where it's very tricky because you've got a player who has been playing for 4 matches straight.
Yep.
Just completely warmed up, and then Florida Man has just been sitting here for like 2 hours, just watching, not playing. So that's definitely a big
It's
advantage.
tough.
But nonetheless, I mean, very well played from Incendiate.
Yes, very, very much so. Especially that match against Blue. That was kind of
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
That was
Yeah, very-
incredibly tight. But yeah, I do want to mention that one of the other things that that we have to worry about is that logistically, Florida Man also had to worry about his own stream, which is going to be coming up right after this, to have the I forget who it is, but it was an exhibition, I believe, like a first to 10 kind of match that's going to be going on between 2 people. Oh man, where was it? Florida Man told me about it. Hibachi versus Giraffe. And Giraffe has never entered into one of these things, and Hibachi has entered into like 5 million of these things.
Yeah, everyone wants a shot at Hibachi.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up with that?
Oh, Florida Man, I
Right.
thought you said that you wanted me to raid you after this. So, okay, well, if he's not streaming, then he's not streaming. But do tune in. Florida Man, if you want to drop your link so that people know to follow it within the next hour, to come by and watch that exhibition match. And then, boom, I believe you are streaming a match that's happening later today at 9 o'clock. Is that correct? I believe it is.
I think that's Twice versus someone?
It's probably somebody, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's gotta be at least
It's
a
gotta
person.
be that.
Bozo. Twice versus Bozo.
Twice versus Bozo. Bozo has to give you guys an idea, we will see. So yeah,
On
Twice's
Boom stream,
team.
Twitter.
Where's Twice's stream? Twice has Party Wolf as the ace, along with Forwin, Sorrel, Two Swords, and Forsaken Yamada. That's the ice cream team. And then you've got Bozo, and you know why they're the ice cream team?
I have no idea.
Because they're all so sweet. Bozo's team has Lolo, Hibachi, the titular Hibachi, Pheromontress, Scavenger, and Triforcer. I'm trying to remember the last time I saw this team play.
I think it was against my team, or in Niall's team, that is.
Oh, yes. That was the one with Hibachi. Yeah.
Yes.
Have we seen Bozo
He
play at all
thoroughly
yet?
ran through us.
Yeah, I don't think that Bozo has actually played at all.
No,
yet.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think they've won every match.
Yeah, so kudos to them.
I mean, they've got, you know, they've got Lolo there.
Yeah, Lolo is hard to play against. He's very difficult. I remember when Lolo was considered new school.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? He was on Team New School at an NEC, I think 2008 or 9.
Right. No,
Yeah.
but he'd been playing since too. Just
I think it was probably some sort of like weird kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like when Thermidor was Team New School at
Yeah,
that one pre-release event for SE6.
But okay, considering the fact that Florida Man is not going to be streaming yet, you've got the links in chat. Go over to Florida Man's stream once he starts. Giraffe Cankle's high execution Setsuka player, who's an up-and-comer, who's been playing, I think he's gone to like 2 or 3 offline tournaments, so that's nice to see that we're still getting new players against Hibachi. Consummate Florida, Maryland dirtbag. We will see how that ends up panning out. And then right on over to Boom Stream for the next Boominati League match. Let's go over to one of my...
They're doing a British thing.
Oh, is there a British thing going on? I don't see them.
Yeah. Or European, at least.
Or an EU kind of thing. Do you have that stream? Which stream?
Yeah. Here, I'll link it.
Why aren't... Do they not have Soul Calibur listed?
No, they do. They do.
Then why aren't they coming up for me?
I don't know. It's
sometimes it
Junkie
doesn't.
C47.
One of the other things that happens is that sometimes it doesn't come up for me when it's like an Asian stream, like Hyunmoo. Even though I follow them, like Hyunmoo and Flash God and stuff like that, they'll be streaming, and then when I click, like I'll be in their stream and they're playing Soul Calibur 6, and then when I click the Soul Calibur 6 link to bring me to the menu, they're not on there.
Weird.
And that's really weird. Did you send it to me
There you
already?
go. I put it in Twitch chat. I can message it to you if you want.
Either way is fine. Yeah, I don't have this. Okay, yeah, OFC. Okay. Junkie C47. We'll send you guys over there. And then I will see you guys next time. Link, thanks very much for joining me. I very much appreciate it. Is there anything you would like to say before the end of the stream?
Nope. Thanks for watching, everyone. that's it. Yeah, go to tournaments. They're fun.
Yeah, when they do end up happening, boy, and you know they are absolutely fantastic. Thanks again. A special thanks to everybody who has donated, all the new followers I got today, and the subs and everything. Very much appreciate it. Boom League continues later tonight and on to infinity. See you guys next time.
Are we off air?